I believe that I am the best person for the job of President of the United States. My unique talents give me the ability to be assertive and diplomatic at the same time. I'm a person who will spike the conversation, who will get politics rolling and stimulate new questions and new answers to our current political dilemma facing our nation. I believe I have a keen understanding of the economy and how to improve where we're at relative to other nations around the world. I believe that our goal at America's Third Party was to create a very strong platform in which would propel the American people forward with new opportunities and a new possibility of creating a better nation, a cleaner environment, and less war. I believe that I am the best person for the job of President of the United States. My unique talents give me the ability to be assertive and diplomatic at the same time.
Welcome everyone. Welcome to our show. I am David Sponheim and this is America's Third Party. We are doing our Technology Thursday show. So there'll be some pretty cool effects going on during our show, showing you the amazing technology that is abundant now to average consumers and people that absolutely love technology. And I do love technology. I grew up with it. I was a kid with a rotary telephone, and I just sunk right into all the different changes that have happened ever since. And it's been daunting at times, I must tell you. You know, when you embrace technology, it's a lot easier than to fear it. And always recognize the fact that you can always start over again. Nothing's going to break when you program. Nothing's going to create an obstacle that's too great to just restart. That's the most important message I could give any of you who are facing the challenges of learning website design, programming, or any of the IT job tracks that you're on. Okay, we're going to open up our chat at Vaughn, which I haven't done yet, and get into the show. I just finished my cooking show. If you haven't seen that, it'll be uploaded tonight at around 2-ish. And we have a pretty amazing cooking show for tonight. It's 10 meals for $3. I pushed barriers beyond belief to make that happen. I didn't think I could pull it off, but it's a potato salad, a super deluxe potato salad with all kinds of vegetables in it and meat. And it looks good. It should be tasty. I don't think I'm too red, no. I think it looks pretty good. I've seen it when it's a lot worse. If you'd like, I'll tone it down a little bit if it's coming in too hot for you. How's that, better? I'm a little bit more like I'm in the morgue right there. Got that morgue look. I consume 5 cups a day. Sarah's making me a cup of coffee right now. I stream the cooking show over at YouTube. I'll give you the link. You can catch all kinds of great cooking shows over there. I put tons of these together. Ideas that you can put together for your family. YouTube.com/David John Sponheim. And it's my personal YouTube account. Oh, that's so sweet. David, you look too handsome. I want you, and I'm not even gay. How about that? It's a very nice compliment coming from a heterosexual man, I assume. Hello there. I'm not Sarah. I'm David. Last I checked. Sarah's getting my coffee, so yeah, no hurry. All right, I hope that helps. All the recipes that you will see on that site can be executed for under $7. And it's amazing how I've been able to pull this off. One guy did a wedding for his entire family of 150 people, and he did it for $50 using my recipes. He fed an entire wedding crowd of $50. That's all it cost. Isn't that amazing? Well, you know, people like burgers. The situation, the situation with Florida is it's still under siege. According to one person, 15 people have died. Let me take a look at what the Google News says. The tiny islands ravaged by Irma are in trouble as Hurricane Jose now looms. So a lot of things are happening simultaneously. The reason why there's multiple hurricanes is not because it's hurricane season. They artificially engineered these hurricanes using a technology that was developed 100 years ago by Nikola Tesla. In case you didn't know, electromagnetic radiation can be manipulated, and rays of electromagnetic radiation can deliver far, far distances from remote locations. And they can be triangulated and turned into balls of energy when integrated with heavy metals rotating in the atmosphere. So what has our world been doing for the past 30, 40 years now? They've been putting massive amounts of heavy metals in the atmosphere. Thanks, Sarah. Enjoy your rest.
Thank you.
I needed that. And they've been putting these things in the atmosphere so that they could start spinning like burgers in the sky. Got a lot of news propagated from yesterday. None of it's good. All right. We found out a revelation that Facebook was being used by a Russian company, a troll company, to rig our election. We're finding out now that $100,000 was spent with Facebook, and they found this out not because Facebook offered this information. They were subpoenaed. It's not like they cared enough to say, hey, by the way, Russia's contacting us and rigging the election. By the way, Justice Department, you should be aware of this. 53 people have died in Hotan. No kidding. I don't know if that's true or not. Okay, guest chat has been requested. We are going in guest chat now. Thanks for being very patient, guest chat. You guys have been off for an hour when you would have normally been on. But as you know, I'm getting hosed in the guest chat mode on a nightly basis. So I kind of wanted to have the cooking show with just our elite subscribers that come to our show regularly. Although you come to the show too regularly. Equifax says cyber attack may have hit 143 million customers. Some of you who've used Equifax to get your credit rating up must be really kind of confused. How could something as important as your credit be breached by one of the most important companies in the world? It exposed Social Security and credit card numbers. The CEO of Equifax says it's clearly a disappointing event for our company. Yeah, and for everybody who has to deal with this nightmare. Thanks. Well, you better not charge anybody $50 for their minimum cost of their credit cards if they're taken, because that would be insane. So Facebook found $100,000 sent into them from a troll Russian agency to rig the election. Isn't that special? The death toll has risen to 70. Time Pilot Set 101 says. Thank you for that, Time Pilot. Unbelievable. And Scissor Fight has another article. 3 Equifax managers sold stock before the cyber hack revealed. Really? Huh. So they must have known. Inside information would have given them the prompt to sell their stock. They must have known. Wow. Well, they're not going to get away with that. I'll tell you, that's not right. But they're saying the trio didn't know about the intrusion when selling, the firm says. Yeah, sure. Shares have tumbled in late trading after company disclosed breach. I'm sorry, but I do believe that there's been some malfeasance here. We need to look into that. You guys at the Interstate Trade Commission need to look into this as well. Okay, here's some news, Dave. Cat's tail. A Debbie Wasserman Schultz laptop was planted by a leaker for police to find. It even came with notes. That's kind of goes with her MO. She's been manipulating all kinds of things, trying to get Seth Rich's laptop from the Capitol Police. They're still sitting on Seth Rich's laptop. You notice how the Iwan brothers case has kind of taken a back burner and disappeared? That's because the Iwan brothers are these potentially dangerous terrorists, have been working with the DNC to manipulate all kinds of internet activity, and God knows what they found. Well, we know, because Seth Rich revealed to WikiLeaks that they were in charge of. So we know a little bit about them, and there may be some definite connections between the Iwan brothers and Seth Rich's death. It looks like they could have done it because they were angry that he had stolen those emails on a flip drive. I saw your link, 142. The problem is your link was completely purged from Mark. Hey, guess what you're not seeing is that Mark has the ability to knock out any link coming from a guest. So we've got a serious tragedy on our hands. Somebody really got pitted in a big way. A surfer, a professional surfer, age 16, died trying to ride Hurricane Irma, a wave in Barbados. Oh, man. Look at this guy. He looks like he's really capable of surfing, you know. He's professional. Promising young professional surfer has died at the age of 16 while catching a wave in Barbados during Irma. He reportedly fell off his board and hit a shallow reef at a beach called Box by Box, it said. He and other surfers were riding a swell generated by the Category 5 hurricane. Speaking to the magazine Surfline, fellow surfer named Alan Burke said Xander was bleeding and he wasn't moving. They tried to get him to the beach quickly, which was very difficult. Box by Box is a tough place to get in and out of, even if you have the ability. Okay, so what's going on? He's the son of a surfer. Venezia won the Rip Curl Groom search in the Outer Banks in North Carolina. He won the... Okay, well, all I can tell you is this guy, his life is wasted because people want to be tough. They want to take their ego to the beach with them. I'm not sure if the parents are going to be arrested, but it is kind of unnatural for your parents to let you go surf Irma. It's terrible. Yeah, how do the parents get... They're going to feel like crap. Again, 142, we don't see any of your links. Let me show you what link we have from you, like Guest79. Look at the link that just came in. This is what we see on the screen. HTTPS removed URL. We don't even see your link. Mark is censoring our show. No, you guys can just become a user in the show, or better yet, you really want an access to our show, an inside access point? I've got a couple methods that you can use. One, you can go into our YouTube show right now. Go there and post your links there. That's one, but you do have to sign into YouTube. I look so white on the YouTube feed that it's almost like I'm beyond Caucasian. I look like the whitest guy that ever walked the face of the earth. That's because you told me to make my skin look less yellow. Okay, we are in that chat. That's one way to do it. I'll just type in here, hello, and hopefully you guys will see it. And the other way to get into our show, which is interesting, is this other pathway, Ustream. And we even have a third way to get in to give you guys an even bigger access point. There's both links, Ustream and John Kasich said some demoralizing things about independent candidates. John Kasich is a dyed-in-the-wool Republican. He's not going to change colors. He had a chance to actually make a difference, but, you know, he tried. He's the only person that actually won a state against Trump. The Russians completely colluded to control the election and cheated to get Donald Trump to win the Electoral College vote. Trump lost the popular vote to Hillary. But I can't say that's a bad thing because I didn't like Hillary either. But you do look like a Simpsons character, really? Yellow, no, Mo the barman. I thought I looked like Troy McClure. People said that. Okay, let me take a look. Trump Jr. met Russian because he was open to hear about Clinton's fitness for office. Okay. Now I'm finding that his testimony is morphing into something else. Remember he said that he went to meet the Russians in order to help the poor refugee children that were having a problem finding adoptions? Now he says he was open to hear about the Clinton fitness. This guy, his testimonies, he's already morphing into something else. This is not right, folks. Not right at all. Something is wrong in River City. David, why would anyone vote for someone who's not David Sponheim? Well, it'll come down to that, actually. By 2020, the overwhelming sentiment around the country will be, we need a guy with a brain to solve the problems facing the country. And I would love to be that person. I know there are other people with brains out there. They're just not popping up on the internet every day. Many people are overwhelmed and intimidated by the problem. The more you know, the less you want to know. And that's true about our politics today. It's so corrupt that you don't even know what to expect. And that's why Donald Trump is such a divisive person, because he himself is completely unpredictable. A tropical triple threat. Hurricanes Jose and Katia would join Irma striking land this weekend. Okay, so Irma is still coming in, converging. These things could form into a mega hurricane. Oh, you didn't want to take a break?
Well, I can give you a break.
Well, you don't have to, because I just started.
Well, then I was going to visit with that person when they get here.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that'd be cool. Sarah's going to come on in right now and participate. Look at the carnage at the, and it turns out Irma hasn't even hit land yet, and it could be combining with Jose and Katie.
Oh, Katie's behind Jose.
Oh yeah, Katia and Jose. It's going to be a triple threat. Yeah, this is no light matter whatsoever.
Wow.
Terrible storm. Yeah, I'm not full of BS. Of course, my hair could be sprayed with one of those instant hair nets that they have. Your hair becomes plastic. You just spray it on and plasticizes it. All right, so we don't really want to vote for a person who doesn't even talk in Congress, like Al Franken. And we're going to open up a Ustream show.
The cooking show live is Thursdays at 5.
Yep, Thursdays at 5. Pacific time. Okay, Ustream is up and running. Now, we have a third alternative for all of you who haven't...
Good point, country cousin. He says we should vote for David because no other candidate has put together real solutions to the most pressing issues.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Oh, getting learned with Sarah. This is her time in the show, folks. When you get to talk to Sarah, you get to learn trivia and really advance your knowledge of things. Scissor Fight made a little thing for you, getting learned with Sarah. Getting learned with Sarah. That's great. Very cool. All right, I'm going to get rid of that picture, and then one more thing I want to do is show people America's Third Party. And when you go to our website, folks, you are looking at, of course, my new poster. And we move on to the different areas you can go to, our platform, our old site, which is full of information about what we do and what we're all about. You can go to our store and buy our book, Hybrid Capitalism, about a 200-page read. You can donate here. Somebody said our donate button still doesn't work. They just tricked it out for us to call in and send our own PayPal donations. Somebody said that. But we'll find out why we haven't gotten donations from U.S. citizens and ways you can volunteer and get started. Down below, the Battle Camp feed, which is in real time. There's no delay. There's no buffering. You want to enable all the plugins to work on your system, and then you can go in here and type anything you want in the new C box that Sarah has created. And I'm third party, and I'm going to say I am happy to chat. And then when I do that, it clears the screen, but if you refresh, it'll pop back out. We haven't quite fixed that little detail. But your statement will be seen, and if you're posting a link, I think you can post a link here. Let's take a look. I'll refresh and see if it worked. Yeah, links work over there, guys. So anybody can post a link on our main site. Cat's Tail is just in here. We don't collect any IP addresses unless there's a death threat. Now, you've never given us a death threat, Cat's Tail. You're still in the room carrying the hard right. You know that you carry the hard right. I'm not going to disavow blackface because of the simple fact that it is freedom of speech, and I needed to make fun of this bad president that wasn't doing anything for 8 years. I can stand by that. Plus, I've been censored for 8 years, so I did what I had to do to expose myself to the world, and I'm glad I did because we have a worldwide viewership that is astronomical. And
the only time it does have IPs, and the only time we use the IPs is to ban people from the chat room if they're being really crude.
I have no capability to collect IP addresses. No, I don't. But CBox does, and if there's ever a death threat, that's when we go into the system and look at it. That's the only time. But other than that, you can just say David's hair looks like crap. You can, you know, say Sarah's a wonderful person, and is David so lucky to have you. I don't care what you write in there. We're not trimming that. We're just letting it flow. And I love the CBox because it's so usable by everybody. I'm going to go do a new hairdo, and I'll be back in a little bit with a new look. And clean up the kitchen a little bit, bring the computer in, do my thing, and then Sarah will give you a little time right now. Oh yeah, this is the book that we're sending out to Mad Dog. This is our 4th edition of Hybrid Capitalism, the one without the pages, signed by both of us. We're sending this to Mad Dog. He sent us audio equipment, which is very nice stuff that I'm still getting into. I haven't quite hooked up yet, but we're very appreciative of that. So we're going to send that out to him tomorrow.
I mean, did you want me to move that so you could put the, you said you're bringing
Oh yeah, I am. Yeah, I'll put it over here. All right, thank you very much.
All right. Yeah, that would be really good. I'll let David handle sending that out. Like I said a couple days ago, I'm too busy with other things to do that. Yeah, I suppose that's a possibility, but we'd have to pack it up, and it would be probably pretty expensive to ship our empty aquarium. I definitely know that it would cost us more to ship it than David spent on buying it. Oh, United American and Delta are accused of price gouging Hurricane Irma evacuees. Wow. Interesting. I have not watched any of the Game of Thrones at all. Well, we've been watching on Netflix, we've been watching Rectify. That's what we've been watching lately. And I definitely love the Mr. Robot on Amazon.
Yeah, that was
Those might
great.
not be new, but
Those were awesome, those series that we saw. Are we still, we're done, we're complete. We're waiting for next year, right? On Mr. iRobot.
yeah, Mr.
Yeah.
Robot.
That was a great series. Ozark was good too. I really enjoyed Ozark. And that's a serial.
Well, I finished Rectify, but yeah.
We're finishing, right?
Oh yeah, and we liked Ozarks. Ozarks.
That was good.
That was a really good one for sure.
That was like Breaking Bad.
It was. It was kind of like, yeah, it was very similar to Breaking Bad.
Same tempo. You really like edgy or C type drama.
Well, thanks, Misanthropy. I didn't realize that it was taking you that long to get us to watch it.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
amazing. Thank you, Sarah. I'll be back in a little while.
All right. Oh, actually, yes, we have watched Better Call Saul. I don't know if there's any new seasons on that, but we did watch that. And we'll have to look at... We'll have to see if we can find other ones. I'm sad that I don't pay attention to Ace Spade. I loved Mr. Robots. I did. I'm a huge Christian Slater fan to begin with, so that's one thing. And then, like, I've always liked Christian Slater, going way back, and it was just, I really liked it. What about, do I like the concept of really intelligent hackers. It's like intelligent hackers. Yeah, Rami Malek is just so well suited for that role. It's just like, his eyes are amazing. Yes, I watched one episode of Suits, and the thing about Suits, I wasn't really sold on it because there's just like so much. What did you say? The banter on Suits was just, yeah, I wasn't into the banter.
The banter on,
Suits.
yeah, Suit was a little bit too glib.
Glib, yeah, maybe that's
Glib
the word.
banter. It was just kind of, it didn't have the depth and character development that the other shows had.
Yeah.
This is incredible. I'm really enjoying it.
Oh, good. I'm glad you enjoy it. It kind of looks like a
Oh man,
casserole with potatoes instead.
it
of
is
noodles.
really, really good. I mean, it's so tasty.
All right, that's a good point. 421. You do have to watch more than one episode to get to see it. So maybe we'll give Suits another try. But we kind of get into like one show and we stick it out. So
Yeah,
David's really liking Rectify.
I am. The beta fish did not make it. It turned out the water was too clean. I put crystal clear water in there, and it was just too clean. I couldn't believe it. You made 10 meals for $8. Well, that's okay.
Yeah, we
That's
go
not
out to
bad.
dinner maybe once a week. Ace Spade.
I must tell you, man, this was an amazing taste, though. You'll love it.
I've never handled snakes in a church. I did, however, like hold a snake once. In a like friend of mine had snakes. You took care of all that?
I'll be doing it.
Yeah.
I'm just starting, really.
All right.
I just wanted to show you I ate it.
Okay, good. Yeah, I'm glad you ate it on camera. Nice job. No, we didn't eat the beta fish. It was too small. Okay, so the Seuss gets into the story on episode 5. All right. You read a book called Salvation on Sand Mountain about snake churches. Interesting. No, Amber is not a vegetarian. She prefers salmon and beef. She really prefers the gravy that comes in the cat food cans. Well, David's not small, I can tell you that much, Boring Man Festival.
You know, we really are lucky. You might want to tell people how hard it was to find a really functional chat room. For you went through 20 different sites to find a functional.
I don't even have it up though. What? Oh, here it is.
Yeah, but it's amazing how
Our camera's working great over there. Oh, 3 minutes ago. Thank you, Cat's Whiskers. Yes, testing the C box. It works great, David. Your camera's working great. Super clear. Yeah, that's the camera via Battle Cam, which is working that great. Because C box is not it's not to do with the video. It's more to do with the it's just the chat is C-Box. Whereas our video on our website that C-Box is on is using our Battlecam feed. Oh, good. Oh. Your cat likes the gravy. Whiskas pouch. Chicken in jelly? In jelly, huh? Alright, I'll tell him about it. Sounds kind of strange. But if your cat likes it, that's what you do it for. Oh, that is big news. Good point, Catsteal. So Equifax is saying a cyber attack may have hit 143 million customers. That's huge. Oh, it's peas and carrots, maybe? Peas, carrots, and onions. I mean, I know they put potatoes in it too, but I guess I think they mostly call them peas and carrots. I don't keep track of that, boring man. Oh, great. Thanks, Mad Dog, for warning me. Alright. Yeah, they come in cubes in the frozen section, or cuboids. I don't know, Time Pilot. I don't know why David's hair is good. I know David put eggs in the potato salad. I actually was here when he was making it, or heard him make it, I should say. I wasn't in the total room. But the thing is that I actually like hard-boiled eggs. So I was like, oh, that's fine. I like hard-boiled eggs in my potato salad. And then I guess they didn't really hard-boil. They soft-boiled. Whatever that is. And so then he had to
I think the
scramble the eggs.
Deluxe, potato salad.
Well, yes, I know. You like
no, it's
eggs.
just that feeling of the eggs and the...
Yeah, it makes it feel more proteiny.
It's really good.
No, bag of mostly water. I don't do that. I get sleepy. Well, that's not the case. 1428. I go anytime I want. I leave. Go here, there, everywhere. You like pickled quail eggs? I don't know. I mean, it's almost like a stretch for me to eat hard-boiled eggs, because I really don't like eggs. All right. You think I want to try David's fruit enzyme spray because I know I'm tired. It's true. It was fantastic, Mad Dog. It was amazing. Great. It was really, really cool. I should go write about it in my journal, but then I'd fall asleep. Yes, that's true. She does not like green eggs and ham. She does not like them, Sammy's Zam. Yeah, green eggs are real. You can either add them with, you can either add green food coloring to eggs, or you can eat them with green pepper. That would be green eggs. Oh, goodness. All right. I don't know, country cousin. No, I don't do any of that. I don't know what you're referring to, 262. All right, I think we should do some idioms. Interesting, Dr. Meow. I might have to try that sometimes. I eat fresh food quite often. Well, no, Mad Dog, because David's dedicated to doing this show. That's what he's into. Yeah, well, yes. Idiom trivia. No, there's good trivia. I'm just reading it from cover to cover now. What is a grain of salt? Like to take something with a grain of salt. I don't know the monumental importance of today. I would never do that because I don't. But Rodney, seriously, why would I unban you on Vaughn? What, so you can get banned again? So David can be upset with me? Why don't you just talk on YouTube like you're doing now? Because David never pays attention to it. And he never realizes that that name is Rodney. I guess. Thanks, Mad Dog. I will let you know if I do, but I don't think I need a personal assistant. I know, but sometimes you just you rub him the wrong way. I should say that, because I don't know if he rubs you the wrong way. I don't know, maybe you like David. All right. To take something with a grain of salt is to view a statement with a skeptical attitude. Oh, that's important, being a skeptic. Well, I know. It's impossible for him to rub you the wrong way because of the other statement you said. Okay. Doesn't everybody? I need to teach people how to be skeptics. She took the claim that he didn't want to be president with a grain of salt. I'm not going to happen. I'm not going to unban Rodney. If you want to talk to Rodney, you can go over to YouTube and talk to him. Probably 604. No. Until I met David. How about that? I'll say that. Exactly. Yeah, probably misanthropy. Well, then link us to your video, your live hurricane coverage from the beach. You're staying in the hurricane fallout zone? Hello, Anita. All right, what does it mean to grasp at straws, or sometimes it's called to clutch at straws? Yes, Sponheim syndrome. To use desperate excuses to justify something is to clutch at straws. Oh, that's funny, misanthropy. All right. I don't believe Rodney ever dated Connie. To make a final desperate effort, the candidate made a few last attempts to discredit his opponent, but it was clear he was just grasping at straws. What is a gravy train? Is it like a train filled with gravy? Man, they must have cooked a lot of meat for that. There's no Friday the 13th in 2036? Okay. Oh, I like Country Cousin says, a gravy train is a perceived source of income. Mad Dog is a very easy road. Misanthropy, gravy train is where Amber wants to go on vacation. That's a good one, I like that. I disagree with Monkey Time, so I'm not going to read that one. It's an easy road that's very smooth and no adversity. It's a very yummy, Time Pilot says. Hello. Okay, a gravy train is a job or project that requires little effort but yields considerable profits. His father worked hard to build the company, but all Percy has to do is sit back and ride the gravy train. I think it's going to be a slow collapse, 440. I don't think we're going to have like World War III or natural disasters take our economy down. I think it'll just be a slow fizzle down. Our economy, it'll slowly go down and down and down. Oh wow, interesting. Super deluxe food. So I don't understand. Anita, you say FEMA camps are beheading people and putting their heads on androids with the chip in their head. So they would cut off my head and put my head on an android with some kind of chip in my head. Okay, I think I see what you're saying. Interesting. I don't know if I believe that. Have to get some verification. Yeah, something like that, 440. You might be right. Yeah, somehow they think they would extract your brain functions digitally somehow. Seems weird. What is a green thumb? My sister has a bit of a green thumb. She's a master gardener. I am not, because I'd rather be doing other things with my time, I guess. Yes, a green thumb? Someone who has a natural ability to grow plants. I kind of did give away the answer. You're right, I suppose. A knack for growing plants and keeping them healthy. All my houseplants are in star shape. It's clear I don't have green thumb. Oh, how was that for you, 441? How do you know you were passed out? Just something I always wanted to ask an alcoholic, I guess. All right. Okay. What is the green-eyed monster? All right. Wow. We'll have to go over those lists. Oh. You made it home somehow, but you don't remember how you made it home? Turns out S. Yes. Correct. The one green-eyed monster is jealousy. Carl has really been bitten by the green-eyed monster. He gets jealous if his wife so much as talks to another man. The green-eyed monster metaphor was coined by William Shakespeare in the play Othello. Okay, what is a gringo? A white American, yes. In Latin America, a foreigner, especially North American or Englishman, usually a term of contempt. A Hispanic term for a white person in a contemptuous way. Okay. What is gung-ho? It's the opposite of what I'm feeling right now. I don't feel gung-ho. Gung-ho is how to be keen, extremely enthusiastic, or zealous. It was gung-ho about going on a vacation to the beach. So it's like with enthusiasm or jealous. It does say that too. Okay. And what did you do with that information, 712? Okay. Oh, it was the person that brought you home told you you passed out? Interesting. Well, I'm sorry I allow too much bad things in the chat room, guest 234. I don't know what David's doing. I think he's just getting his dinner together or something like that. He said it was cleaning up the kitchen. Yes, my official response, UHF, is no. Anyway. I think I read that drinked and drank are synonymous. I've been getting some sleep, but obviously not enough sleep. And anyway, maybe I'll get better sleep tonight. Who knows? Maybe not. All right, we're on to the letter H's. I'll leave it there. Well, I drink lots of water, so every time I wake up in the morning, I've been drinking, when I wake up in the morning, I drink 3 glasses of water on an empty stomach. Not that I'm aware of, 440. I don't think so, 208. Sorry, country cousin. I suppose I should be looking at the news or giving you more idioms. That would be good. I guess someone says Sarah allows too much bad things in the chat room. I just feel like not purging and muting and banning. I mean, even if I am offended anyway. That would be cool if David were to get the rural vote in 2020. There's a lot of rural people. Yeah, I like being drama-free too, Mr. Boy. What? Mad Dog, well, you just say the word and I can purge these, ban these people that are saying these negative things. Yeah, I agree. We do need somehow to get David national news coverage. Maybe you should choose and rate a news channel and call them every day until they get David on. There is like a booking agent for each of those or something. They say call news right after they go off the air, so because they're getting ready for the next news show, so call them as they're going off the air. Not as they're going off the air, you actually have to find the schedule of pre-recorded broadcasts and then find that and then call them. I understand that some of you don't want to help David. No comments. I mean, I think he's worth helping. No, David does not do that, 440. I think if he did, something might fall on him and that would not be good. Okay, Kadia's heading to Mexico. It's like if all the hurricanes were targeting zones. Interesting. Yes, I know you like honey. No, I don't. Man. What TV shows would be most likely to host David on their show? What shows that get national coverage? Well, thank you for trying, Misanthropy. Yeah, anyway. Well, that's not going to happen, 142. I'm just tired. 208, that's how I am. I don't do any bongs. I just get tired. Thank you. I will sleep well once I actually am able to go to sleep. But good job, country cousins. Well, you know, go in and start promoting that. Anyway. Yeah, I will. No, sorry. I'm totally happy and upbeat. This is fantastic. Hello, new leaf. We're turning a new leaf. And David's going to be here soon. David's so great and upbeat. Oh, you think there's going to be more hurricanes hitting down in 2029, Anita? Interesting. Well, thanks, Sponheim fan. I don't know the answer to that 585. All right. Yeah, you know how it is. You get up at 6 a.m. too. I can't believe you're chatting in the chat room this late, Allura. What time is it where you are? Aren't you on like more toward the East Coast? And you must be even more tired than I am. Oh, that's probably a good idea, Misanthropy. No, bag of mostly water. Okay, you're working on your Master's 11 or Master's 12? Interesting. Sir, do you think most can't believe their own government is so corrupt? Yes, that's kind of how I am, so. Dr. Meow says if we keep the same polar axis for too long, we can expect hurricanes like this every year. True, true. Okay.
Wow. Well, I get it all
good
done.
News is I'm safe from Irma. Thank you, David. Sorry you had to do all that work.
No, it's good. I'm glad. And you and your friend can, your family member, I should say, can have as much potato salad as you want and dig in.
Okay.
It'll be good. You'll love it. It's going to be great.
Good.
Yeah. I couldn't believe the taste. It's so subtle, and the flavor is just infused perfectly into it. It has that kind of smoky taste that I was looking for.
Okay, good.
Yeah. Amazing. This turkey bacon, I use it all the time. Thanks, Sarah, for giving us extra time. It's always great to have your personality in the show, because obviously mine is a little bit more acerbic. Uh-oh. She didn't touch the board. Wow. It just went black. She must have been sitting here the whole time. So I take it you didn't get any trivia. I don't know what a purple-headed yogurt slinger is. Whoa, wait a second. Don't ever call me an idiot. I have a tested IQ of 185. I almost got that wrong. No, you can't. You can't even fantasize about it, because if you do, you'll never be fulfilled. Just fantasize about some of those free porn sites you're looking at. And you know, you can thank the Ashkenazis for doing the free porn thing. Hang on, Sloopy. Yeah, all that free porn that you have on the internet is courtesy of the Ashkenazis. They want you to get free porn. I couldn't figure it out at first, because obviously if people are using free porn, why would they, you know, go to porn sites? And you would argue, well, it's advertising. It's a lure. But really? I mean, how long does it take you to really get off? Really? And, you know, you ask yourself, well, are you going to sit there and masturbate all day? These are questions people are asking, you know, right now. It's okay. Oh my God, IQ, that high, amazing. Thank you, gay boy. I am aware that we have a lot of homosexuals watching our show. I'm not in any way prejudiced against you. I'm not gay, as you know, and that must frustrate a lot of you. Yeah, many of them are Ashkenazis, yeah. So the Ashkenazis are doing some good in the world. I shouldn't give them such a negative rap, being they control the White House and Wall Street, and most of them are your doctors and your lawyers. But the good Jewish people of Israel, they don't deserve your scorn. They really don't. They really are good people, and Israel is a good nation. They're not to blame in this anti-Zionist thing that we're discussing on a daily basis. I personally think that the Zionists are the real problem. The ones that want to be globalists, New World Order, globalists, they're the problem. And that's why we need a third party, because they've hijacked the two-party system. No, I'm not going to get up because I'm on a low-impact lifestyle I'm leading. I used to dance on camera, and now I just bring in my dancing characters that just dance for me. We've got some people who will do a few things on the queue. Now, this is not in any way pornography. There's no weirdness in this picture at all. It simply describes a childlike behavior of a man who never grew up. This is indicative of a man who flip-flops incessantly. Flip-flop, flip-flop. And he's setting his roots in water, which doesn't exactly provide a good growing medium. And we've got Lump Trump. When the intestines meet the mouth. That's a funny one. That's a very funny satirical cartoon, award-winning. And then, of course, there's Foot in the Mouth Trumpy, who gets away with all of this crap that he puts out simply because he's Trump. Okay. Okay, Dave, are Zionists a race or religion? Are they any physical traits? They're really, really greedy. They want to control the world. Why does Sarah allow so much filth from the chat? I couldn't figure that out, Guess234, until I realized most people don't have... Sarah is too tired to actually do what I do every day, which is chat dar. Manipulating the chat so that at least the mutes go on and people have to wait 5 minutes when they do something naughty. I'm not bitchy. I just did a lot. I'm really kind of on the dime today. I've been working left and right, cleaning. I detailed the bathroom sink today with Bon Ami, and I made sure everything was crystal clear. I want everything to be nice and clean in the bathroom so that when you go in there, it feels like a hotel room. So I worked on that this morning. My robot voice is famous in Sri Lanka. Really? That's amazing. Well, normally I use voice smoothing technology, so I sound more human. So you think that I'm normal, like you. Are you normal? I've had Japanese friends. Not a lot of them, but my dad used to teach Japanese. Of course, he ended up killing a lot of Japanese soldiers in the war, and he didn't feel good about that. But ironically, as a teacher, he ended up teaching second and third generation Nisi Japanese people living in America who are Americanized, who are American citizens right now. So I ended up meeting a couple of his friends, very intelligent, always very intelligent people that have, it's a very amazing culture. It really promotes intelligence as opposed to our culture is, hey, what are you doing over there, playing a video game? Okay. Uh-huh. That's all he ever does is play video games, honey. Well, he's learning how to shoot the soldiers, sir. What do you call your husband, sir? No, he was in 3 tours of duty and had to end up, you know, it was a war. I mean, the Japanese shot us, we shot the Japanese. It was a horrible war. Some people believe that they may have seeded their ace in the hole when they established North Korea. I don't know. That's a separate conversation. It's a wild theory that the leader of Kim Il-sung, the grandfather in North Korea, was rooted in Japanese wealth. Many people don't know that. All right, everyone keep an eye on your credit cards, identity. Uh-oh. Yeah, Equifax. This is the big story of the day. 143 million people. That means almost everybody in this room, with the exception of me. Yeah, I kind of... No, I don't keep credit cards with Equifax, thankfully. Might have had one I have to change, though. So we all have to change our credit card numbers now. This is a nationwide thing, so expect something in the mail from your credit card company saying they're changing your number for security purposes. Seriously. Yeah. Or change your password if you have one. A lot of people don't use passwords, but if your social and your credit card is out there, you're going to be responsible for, at the most, $50 by law. But with this kind of a breach, Equifax is responsible for that $50, in my opinion. And they're going down. And what's weird is some of the people were trading this morning. 3 Equifax brokers sold stock before the cyber hack revealed. And the company is saying that, oh, we had nothing to do, they had no knowledge. Trio didn't know about the intrusion when selling, firm says. Yeah, sure. I believe that, not. Yeah, it's really sad that, you know, these people don't realize that their computers are completely vulnerable. Sarah has never smoked weed. What you were experiencing is, she's never smoked weed. I repeat, she has never smoked weed. You're experiencing a woman who just worked a full day. I mean a full day, 7 to 7, 12-hour shifts. She works harder than anybody I've ever seen. And I don't tell her to stop. Yeah, the insider trading violates the Logan Act, sure, definitely. Our government engages in insider trading. There was a 60 Minutes presentation that was done that the government forced off the air. They talked about how it was commonplace for congressmen to do insider trading and get away with it. Well, that's fine. You know, the fact is she's really, really tired. And that's the downside of going back to work after a vacation. You get real tired. She has to take a nap right now just to deal with tonight. And chances are, if I don't get out of here by 9:30, we won't be seeing a movie. So I literally have to close the show down at 9:30 tonight because Sarah's schedule has to be moved forward. So I'll be running this show till 9:30 live, and then we go till 2 in the morning with videos. You know, I don't need any bacon. As you can see, I bought turkey bacon for 99 cents for a pound, or 12 ounces. So you got to understand, I don't really have the financial consequences that most of you have. I own my own homes, and I don't have any extensive debt or obligations. So you don't have that world. No, I don't. In fact, I don't even know if the Latvian girl is real. Thank you. I still did the show. Yeah, I did. It was amazing. Attention, Scissor posted another link. Hang on. I missed it. Sometimes I lose those links, Scissor Fight. Okay, United and American and Delta accused of price gouging in this hurricane debacle. There you have it. And somehow JetBlue wasn't, which is unusual. You know, JetBlue's trying to straighten their act out, I guess, after all the complaints. But Absurdly Driven looks at the world of business with a skeptical eye and a firmly rooted tongue-in-cheek. Okay. Can you imagine executives, airline executives, sitting in some comfortable lair, sipping on a fine malt and muttering excitingly into the air, "Hey, a hurricane's coming. We can make money out of this." You can. Well, that's the problem, isn't it? It's believable. And so it has transpired as thousands of people to try to flee Florida to get away from Hurricane Irma. Some passengers have blown fury at airlines. Shame on you, Delta. Jacking from $547 to over $3,200 trying to evacuate responsibly. Look at this person had to pay $3,200. Unbelievable. For a fare that would normally be $547. All right. Very bad job by American Airlines. Booked a one-way ticket last night for my daughter to come home this Thursday night using this exact itinerary, paid $160, now with hurricane warnings in effect and the price gouging for the same ticket to the tune of $1,000. And her close friend's daughter, who cannot afford it, is stranded. Thanks, American. Yeah, these are punishable crimes that could be charged against the industry. So what's going on with Rodney? Is he okay? Hey, Rodney. So Mad Dog's got a neighbor in here trying to deliver some packages to him. I don't buy anything from InfoWars. If I had super male vitality from InfoWars, I'd look like Alex Jones, and that's pathetic. The guy looks like he's put on 100 pounds and aged 20 years. Gold, 1348. Silver, 1809. Getting the message to buy in on silver or gold at this point? Hello. Dow Jones dropping to 21,784. I'm unbanning all. Let's unban. I misjudged on, I overly banned certain people. So I didn't mean to do that to you earlier, but you just jump in with your alternate name, and I don't like that. All right? Rodney, yeah, he pretends to be friends, but then goes and completely trashes them in Bagface's room. He's a two-faced little worm. Thank you, country cousin. And you've been watching him over there do that. We've known this for years about him. But Rodney said something very interesting the other day. He said to me, thank you, you careful about unbanning. Ned, Pat, David. Oh, okay. Well, I unbanned all, so I'll just reban them. Don't worry about it. It's the only thing I have, the tool that I have to stop the censorship going on here. I don't live in the Caymans. No, sorry. Rodney said to me, David.
Hey, buddy, how you doing? Living large, man, living large.
He said that I have to definitely look into what Vaughn is doing as a violation of the Logan Act. And at the time, I didn't realize it. But he said he's not suggesting that Vaughn is violating the Logan Act. He said he really is. He's in touch with the Russians, and they're paying him to censor me. And that's why Mark Vaughn is living in lavish luxury in a $5 million house he just bought with a Lamborghini and a Rolex watch and countless other adornments to his personage. That's what I heard. I heard he's just bringing in millions of dollars because I keep growing and they don't know what to do. So just throwing money at Mark, thinking it's going to stop. It's not going to stop. It's amazing how stupid they are too, giving him all this money, because he's a gatekeeper. He doesn't have any control over the flood. No, I'm not. I'm getting free use of the server that he offers to everybody, but he shouldn't treat me differently than everyone. Some people we have to ban, though. Well, I don't know, man. The $5 million house he said he showed everybody. UHF Sloopy says that, David, your UHF numbers are going up in lockstep with the gold prices. That's very interesting. Well, the numbers are showing that, yeah, gold and silver look like a good safe haven for your money right now. So much so that I think Bitcoin may take a hit. Some people are losing their money out of their Bitcoin purses. I heard somebody lost $220 the other day out of his Bitcoin purse. You imagine saying that in a big in a sports bar out in Boston. So say, fellas, I just lost $200 in my Bitcoin purse. It just wouldn't fly. Oh, we got a real gay one there. I don't know. I wouldn't buy it, but the point is he keeps doing it. All right, let me get you off to the next level. I don't want you to go without, the joy of listening to Mr. Right at least once tonight.
You're my Mr. Right, my Mr. Right, too good to be true. You spin my world around, 'cause you're the peace I finally found. You sweep me off my feet, my heart stops to beat, 'cause you make me melt away. You're my Mr. Right, my Mr. Right, too good to be true. My world around, 'cause you're the peace I finally found. You sweep me off my feet, my heart stops to beat, 'cause you 'cause you make me melt away. My Mr. Right, too good to be true.
Okay, the timing is everything. I can't get up and dance anymore. Unfortunately, I'm unable to elevate off the ground after eating that meal that I'm digesting right now. It's too much weight. So Nancy Pelosi is going to be friends to Donald Trump. You Republicans must be like rolling in your grave here. Yeah, well, you don't realize you're in the grave yet. Okay, well, not only does he flip-flop on not prosecuting Hillary, he doesn't want to prosecute Obama on the birth certificate. Now he's letting Nancy Pelosi and Charles Schumer come into the White House and kind of be friends. Isn't that amazing? Yeah, Mark is rich. That's what they say. He's just raking in the dough. He's living the high life. And you guys didn't hear his recent video where he talked about it. Okay, so some of you don't even know. Oh yeah, Mark bought a $5 million house. I hope it doesn't get hit by the hurricane. Gee, that would be terrible. Brand new $5 million house. I hope he has insurance on it. And we wouldn't want anything bad to happen to that. All right. He bought a yacht recently too. Yeah, you heard about it, Misanthropy. Excuse me, Ace Spade. Look at her blatant sexual harassment. Yeah. Just, do you want Nancy Pelosi close to Donald Trump's ear? I mean, are you the Republican that voted for him? I don't think you understand. You voted for a Democrat flip-flopper who will pick anybody just to be next to, because he's sinking. He doesn't know where to go. Well, let me tell you, guest 885, Dave, do you think Trump has a gaping butthole after meeting Putin? Good question. We don't know. 3 hours and 17 minutes of private chat at the G7 and G20 conference. We don't know. None of it was transcribed. Not a single transcript. Now, if I was being accused of colluding with the Russians, I would have had the entire session on C-SPAN. Yep, Marx gets millions to shuffle me. Yep, the fact is, censorship is going on in America. Make no mistake about it. You guys have any technology ads? You want our links to cool items you saw in the past couple of weeks other than the hurricane? Feel free to post anything about the hurricane or about cool things. So hurricane scientists have never seen an image like this before. Now that's because it's geoengineered. What you're looking at is classic geoengineering weather warfare. Our nation has been hit by a slow attack. It really is a slow attack, and the people that are doing it are the New World Order trying to get rid of our country and weaken our nation, our economies. And these people, they do this. They've done it to African nations, and then they come in. It's called an economic hit. They use their tools of weather modification to do this. These hurricanes were artificially produced. They're not naturally occurring. So we have a big problem now, a political problem, because the two parties refuse to acknowledge the existence of chemtrails. Now, I even went out and opened up a new website called chemtrailparty.com. That's how serious I am about what's happening. Originally, we started a Cool Rock Party, and coolrock.com is still out there for our show to be broadcast on. But we were so concerned about the global climate changes that were happening 20 years ago that Sarah and I wanted to create a political movement about it. Now, I want America's Third Party to succeed, but I thought, what a great idea, just open up chemtrailparty.com, just to make people realize these chemtrails are leading to modification. How do they do it? Well, it's a simple process, really. When they have their the beams in position, these phased radar beams, which are broad displays of large antennas, like a HAARP, High Frequency Active Auroral System project, they do what is called tangent hits at various points along the circles to get them to go in a circular direction at a fast rate. So if you can imagine, let me enlarge this a little bit. With a whiteboard, say a beam comes shooting out at an angle and another angle. These beams can be directed and formulate a circular pattern, and then another angle. And these beams can create spin. And as they create spin, they create the hurricanes. It's that simple, but they have to start them initially and seed them, like cloud seeding. So that's the story we have to realize and deal with now. There's no other way to deal with it except to build a third party. I didn't have a gay Thursday set aside. No, I'm not gay. It's not metrosexual. No. Hey, Spade, this whole gay obsession, I'm going to ban you for this. Yeah. I'll put you out if you continue this. And by the way, if anybody mentions Al Franken in the show other than me, I will ban you from the account. He hasn't said anything about anyone. He makes no comments. He sits there and reads books all day. He's the laughing stock of Congress. Unbelievable. I'm sorry, that site cannot be reached on Google Chrome. Yeah, a Y image, that's just a little too hinky monkey times. Nope, I'm sorry, the earth is not flat. You'll have to retract that statement. Hold on, we got somebody at the door. I'll be right there. Coming up. Here's a good one by Judge Napolitano.
Does the government work for us or do we work for the government? Tonight, what if the Constitution no longer applied? What if the whole purpose of the Constitution was to limit the government? What if Congress's enumerated powers in the Constitution no longer limited Congress, but were actually used as a justification to extend Congress's authority over every realm of human life? What if the president, meant to be an equal to Congress, has instead become a democratically elected, term-limited monarch? What if the president assumed that everything he did was legal just because he's the president? What if he could interrupt your regularly scheduled radio and TV programming for a special message from him? What if he could declare war on his own? What if he could read your emails and your texts without a search warrant? What if he could kill you without warning? What if Supreme Court justices no longer looked to the Constitution to determine the constitutionality of a law, but rather simply to what justices who preceded them thought about it? What if the rights and principles guaranteed in the Constitution have been so distorted in the past 200 years as to be unrecognizable by the founders?
Okay, excuse that interruption. Judge Napolitano, incredible guy, really expert at law, and I would definitely have him on my team, no question about it. That speech got him fired for a little while at Fox. So he's done a lot of things to be very outspoken about how the rule of law has been pretty much violated. Yeah. Okay, hairline like a gorilla's. Okay, let me get the Harambe look here. Hang on. How's that? We did Harambe last night just to help people realize that, you know, animals are not that far from humans in their appearance. So I've been modeling my hair after the gorilla known as Harambe, who we lost because he tried to save a little 6-year-old boy. And somebody asked me, you know, would you want your little 6-year-old boy to have a 350-pound gorilla batting him around, trying to help him out? Would you want his body, you know, shot in the heart and killed him? And I said, yeah, you're right. Good point. So as you can see, I got the same hair that Harambe had, and I think it looks pretty good. I deal with all kinds of trolls every night, calling my hair Harambe hair. I can't bring back blackface. Mark will use it as a banning tool. Unfortunately. I don't know why he does it, but he does it. It's kind of sad. He bans people who put blackface out. He said he would ban me from the show. And I've worked so hard to be censored by him. The reason why we cannot go to another site is the chat rooms are not as popular as Mark's, because Mark has technically a good chat room. And I can take you on a site tour of other sites like StreamUp and others, and they still don't understand the most important part is chat, which is get the letters big enough. Give people variety. Even Mark could improve in areas that I've seen chats improve. But again, all we could do is put our C-Box on our site and make sure that it was bulletproof. It could get anybody in anywhere in the world. You can write a message. We do YouTube. People just don't go in there. I've got a YouTube site going right now. You can go in there if you want. We got Anita's in there. She's dealing with rehabilitation. She's been pretty sick for a while, and she comes in and talks. Anita's fairly intelligent. She knows a lot about the Masons, has a lot of background in Europe in this area, was pretty much victimized by Masons. So, she has a concern there. You can talk in the Ustream channel on a tablet. Here's the link to that. You can do my show on Cam 4. You can do my show. I can't do a show which is that vulnerable to my IP. Certain shows, like there were lots of sites we tried in the past that were just not very good because they revealed our IP to any DDoSer. And we need that anonymity that IP will give us, IP protection will give us. You have the Houston channel on a tablet right now? Well, so far 70 people have died in Florida and in the islands outside, the Virgin Islands. So we're not sure exactly where the serious damage is happening, but I think we're dealing with a mega storm here. And I really believe it was artificially produced. So it's a decision now for us to decide, do we want a new political party? Because these two parties won't even face up to the reality. Trump won't even admit that there's global climate change, let alone artificial manipulation of the weather. And certainly the Democrats haven't made any statement on this effect either. So we've got a serious problem with our leadership. They're not willing to look at what's really happening. Our country is under attack. Hello, Mystify. No, I'm not talking about my anonymity. I have no anonymity. I'm out there in the open, man. My name's out there. My address is out there. I don't care. I'm extremely brave. Most people don't have this level of bravery. Good evening. Greetings from Yemen. I'm respected in the Houthi movement. Wow, interesting. Well, we've got a lot of patching to do with relations with various countries. When General Saleh and President Saleh was pretty much expurged from your country, the knowledge that your country was hit by UAVs, unmanned aerial vehicles, became very clear, and that he had signed off on it. And a lot of people would like to get Yemen away from American CIA involvement. They really would. My goal is to pull the CIA back, trim their wings, and get them to work more as an agency focusing on intelligence, because they clearly can't do that right. They screwed up everywhere. Look at the Vault 7 leak. It was horrible. And they're not even looking for a perpetrator, which makes you wonder why. Why would they, begin to take out, put all these tools to break in and hack, technologically speaking, into computers? Why would they do that? And I think I know the answer. The answer is they want to defer blame so that no one at the CIA will be blamed for hacks that may have been done over the past few years. I can't trust Pelosi as far as I can, spit. The fact that Trump is now siding with these people, letting them in, along with Schumer, shows you what a suck-up he is to the New World Order. This isn't a centrist move. This is a suck-up move. I'm sorry, but that is not true, Bud. Buds, we have UHF stream in Yemen, Bud. We've got UHF streams all over the world. And it's not my doing, it's other people doing it. They like our show. And I'd like to bring some links in from last night. I'm still plagued by this iconic image. Oh, that's not an image, that's black. Okay. This iconic image of the man who died at Burning Man. No, we don't. Our party's huge right now. Thank you. Whew, I had to mute you on that one, buddy. Yeah, don't bring up other parties. Don't bring up other people. Focus on the issues. Yeah, and unfortunately, our viewership is poor, but they don't have anything preventing them from talking. And even though people are poor, they can still communicate. And that's really the bread and butter of spreading the word around the world, because we're being censored in our own country. And as more and more people around the world have family here, they find out that this is happening, and they tell them about our website, americasthirdparty.com. We also own America Third Party and AmericanThirdParty.com. We have americasthirdparty.org and americasthirdparty.net, so they all point to the same place. You're watching me on UHF in Liberia with your brother. Or I am your brother? Oh, I didn't know we were related. Well, we're human, that's for sure. So if you guys are still questioning my viewership around the world, I feel sorry for you. Well, then you have to tune in. I don't have the equipment to tune in. We had UHF banned in America back in 2009. Barack Obama decided the digital airwaves would not be useful for anything other than, they got rid of analog, so they expanded the digital airwaves to include internet use of the UHF band. I don't know. I still think they're underutilizing that bandwidth. All right, so Burning Man was a horrible disaster. We go over that. This safety thing comes up every week. AAA found out that marijuana is not debilitating to your ability to drive. Now, I don't recommend driving under the influence, but if you want to check out an article that shows that THC does not in any way affect your ability to drive, that's why a lot of countries are legalizing it. Oh, and this was the story I was looking for on the burgers. This came up last week. We couldn't believe how the Red Cross could turn away 400 burgers that were cooked and piping hot, ready to go, to the hands of people that needed them. And it shows you how corrupt our government is. They've allowed burgers to go to waste, literally. And we all love burgers, right? So that was a good story. I don't trust the Red Cross. I'll be definitely doing things to make sure the Red Cross doesn't get away with a lot of fiscal malfeasance when the time comes. Here's the chat room at Vaughn. All right, let's moving on here. Okay, according to the state of Florida, this just came in. I'm scared. Miami Beach residents brace for Irma. If you're wondering why I bring black into the screen, it's sometimes I don't grab the thing from the far enough regions. On this Windows 10, it does this now. Okay, this storm has potentially catastrophic to devastate our state. Potentially to catastrophic devastate our state. Florida officials urged residents in flood-prone coastal communities to get out while they can, ordering evacuations in the face of oncoming Hurricane Irma, which could make landfall Sunday and inflict massive destruction not seen in the state since Hurricane Andrew in '92. Yeah, batten down the hatches. Well, Bud Green, you should know that AAA has a pretty reliable background. I'm tired of the ATP censoring too. Yeah, thank you. I don't want to have to censor you, so stop slandering me or promoting other people. Thanks. Patriots are losing? Well, you know, that's just for show. They're not really losing.
Hey, YouTube. Well, it's tragic what's going on in Southeast Texas.
All right, this guy's been tracking. If you want a really good video, I keep this right on my browser list because it's so good. It talks about the weather modification or weather warfare. I'm going to use those terms. Weather warfare going on. This guy shows you the lines that they're using in this video. You can see how they're tipping the circle of the hurricane to make it go faster and pick up steam. They're using electromagnetic manipulation of the atmosphere to do this. And it's pretty much out in the open now. I think everybody is starting to talk about it. I don't know. I'm not here to talk about Tom Brady's family. And I don't care if he is or not. It doesn't matter. I don't have anything against Ashkenazi Jewish people if they call themselves Jewish. I just disagree. I don't believe that they're truly Jewish if their mother's mother isn't Jewish. But the people themselves, there's no real inherent problem with being Ashkenazi of heritage. The problem is greed. And the fact that many of these people have surrounded and colluded together to control our government. And that's what I call Zionism. So that's all I've been talking about. Message censored by Scruffy. That's pretty funny. I don't think they're doing that, man. I think so, Ace Spade. I believe that Ashkenazis are half Jewish because their mother's mother isn't Jewish. And even the Israelis see the mother's mother must be Jewish to be Jewish. So they call themselves Jewish, but they're not. And that's why they're giving good Jewish people a bad name. And that's why the name Nazi came about. Although you would never get this to be written anywhere. It will never, ever verify that. Because they, too, have controlled the media that we know. I mean, ever since the Levites wrote the Bible, they've controlled literature as well as what we know in terms of the media. So when you go look up the word Nazi, it says it's derived from the National Socialist Party of Germany. What? It's supposed to be an acronym for that? I don't think so. No, it's the end of the word Ashkenazi. And Hitler was an Ashkenazi. His father was Jewish, but his mother was his sister. And she wasn't Jewish. So there's a lot of these people, even surrounding Hitler, that were Ashkenazis. They're devouring the good Jewish people's money. That's why they put them in the gas chambers. But ironically, that led to the beautiful state and nation of Israel, which has by far produced more patents than any other nation in the world. Shows you how aggressive these people are at building their nation. So, hey, we're moving on. I mean, the Native Americans could say that America belongs to them. I mean, seriously, we can't go back in time to the time of Yom Kippur and say, oh yeah, sure, we're going to separate the land again and give it back to the Palestinians. It's just not going to happen. But I do believe that a state of Palestine could emerge in Israel and possibly have its own sovereignty eventually. And they've even talked about that. Netanyahu has talked about that. I do know that all of them are Zionists. Yes, I know that. Do you think when I started a third party, I wanted to join the two parties? Yeah, his mother was his sister. Look it up, Hitler. You know, kosher rye has been approved by a rabbi. I don't know the difference between Jewish rye and kosher rye, or prepackaged rye. I don't know the answer to that. Why don't you talk to a bread expert? I'll get one on the phone.
Hey, I'm Brad, the bread man. How you doing?
Yeah, it's ironic that Trump was going to deport 8,500 people. But now he's like reeling. He's canceling massive roundups of undocumented immigrants because he found out how politically incorrect it is. That's when you have a flip-flopper for a president. But frankly, I'm okay with what he's, you know, I don't want to round up anybody. I've even said there won't be any deportations from within the country, only at the border. My goal isn't to roust families and destroy lives. And so many lives have been destroyed recently by ICE going door to door in cities like San Bernardino. Oh yeah, families right now are struggling to meet their minimum payments on their apartments. They can barely meet their apartment rent because their main bread earner had to go back to the home country or sit in a detainment center because Trump decided to just kick him out. But repealing DACA does not necessarily mean deportation. It's all in the interpretation. But if he wants to, you know, stop the massive roundups, I'm good with that. I really don't want to create more police state in America. That's my official position, and that's why I was not in favor of DACA, but I wanted to replace it with the fast-track naturalization plan. Well, let's be clear. Okay, almost done here. And we started our show with this. Trump Jr. Met Russians because he was open to hear about Clinton's fitness for office. He tells the Senate investigators it was important to learn about Hillary Clinton's fitness to be president. The story's morphing from he was concerned mostly about the children that couldn't be adopted in America. So his testimonies change, meaning he's lying. And his dad is coaching him. End of story. MJS is so upset, he says, my country is pathetic right now. See, a lot of Americans are just not feeling it. Yeah, NBC News broke the story of the unplanned raids ordered by Trump, and that's probably because somebody in Trump's administration decided to leak the information. Attention, Scissor Fight posted a link. Thank you. That helps me, actually, because I don't always see it in the chat. Okay, what do we got here? Yeah, I suppose that's good hair for a guy his
Former
age.
Democratic presidential nominee Hillary Clinton, in her new book, openly questions former Vice President Joe Biden's assessment that the Democrats did not focus on the middle class during the campaign. Clinton said in her book, quote, Joe Biden and the Democratic Party in 2016 did not talk about what it always stood for, and that was how to maintain a burgeoning middle class. She continued, quote, I find this fairly remarkable considering that Joe himself campaigned for me all over the Midwest and talked plenty about the middle class.
Oh my God, naming and blaming. Now blaming Biden for her own failures. Ma'am, you may want to get your Parkinson's checked out. I mean, seriously. I mean, she still wants to remain in the loop, even though there's all these people that are questioning her credibility at all levels. And making a comment blaming Biden. Why doesn't she talk about Biden's actions with children? Boy, I could freak you out by showing you some pictures if you'd like. Well, if he ordered the story to go away, now it's no longer a story, right? See, he ordered the raids of 8,500 immigrants, and NBC breaks it, then he drops the story. He drops the order. I get you. Okay, Ring Energy has rebounded 44.86% since its low. What does Ring Energy do? It's on a recovery track with a 44.8% gain from a one-year low at 8.76. The company added 5% to attain the price of $12 on September 6, 2017. Yeah. So, what's going on here? Oh, REI stock. Okay. Ring Energy, Inc. That's not to be confused with REI. A backpack outfitter that sells things. Okay. Multiple company employees have indulged in a significant insider trading. Wow. Ring Energy disclosed in a document filed with the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission. The president sold 30,000 shares of Ring in a trading session dated May 12th, 2017. Hey, this sounds very interesting. Thank you, but there's going to be a lot of power plays going on in Wall Street. I do play the Sloopy video, but I don't play it during the show itself. We have to drop out of the show at 9:30 tonight because I'm going to try to get Sarah to watch the show with me. That was a good dinner, I'll tell you. No, cook. The word is cook. Jeez, that was muted you for 5 minutes saying the nasty words on the screen. It's like the Koch brothers, I used to call them the Koch brothers, but it was just inappropriate. The Ustream show. I do a show on I have a show on YouTube at my website, youtube.com/DavidJohnSponheim. You can see my cooking shows there. Wife of Trump Organization's ethics attorney arrested for having a tryst with an inmate, which makes sense since clearly her husband is a figment of her imagination. Wow. What's going on? Court records wife of Trump Organization ethics attorney arrested after tryst with the facteur inmate. It is not uncommon for women to be smitten by French inmates. Well, yeah, this is not impossible to believe. I mean, an ongoing investigation into suspicious activity in the back seat of a car involving an inmate trustee at the Fauquier County Jail led to the Tuesday arrest of Teresa Birchfield, the wife of an ethics attorney to President Donald Trump's business organization. Birchfield, 53, is married to Robbie Birchfield, a partner at the Washington King and Spalding, and was appointed an independent ethics advisor to the Donald J. Irrevocable Trust. So he's not exactly trustworthy, dealing with Donald J. Trump's Revocable Trust, which is still not a public trust, mind you. She was arrested Tuesday afternoon in a parking lot adjacent to the Fauquier County Adult Detention Center after deputies found her in the backseat of a car with an inmate trustee at the jail. Birchfield and the 23-year-old inmate were having sex in the car, according to a criminal complaint filed at the Fauquier County District Court. With a name like Fauquier, you got to wonder, are these people on the up and up? She was caught in the back seat of her vehicle with an inmate. When the inmate exited the vehicle, he handed me a bag of brown pills that he claims to be workout pills. After the two were discovered, the inmate was found in possession of cigarettes, clothes, vitamin supplies, and other unauthorized articles alleged to have been obtained from the female. Wow. You know, this all goes back to, you know, if you're attractive and you're 53 and there's guys out there that want to get out of jail and you know people in high places. Yeah. The question is, when did she meet this guy? Online at some Prisoners R Us website? I heard you the first time. You don't have to repeat it. Yeah. You know, there are websites out there where prisoners like Charles Manson go to meet girls. I'm not kidding. I know somebody who fell prey to that, living in an apartment. I'm not kidding, seriously. Living in an apartment, her roommate was in touch in this online forum with prisoners, and it was for women that couldn't find a man. What's going on, Scooby-Doo? Well, you want to meet a girl too. Okay. Well, maybe you should go there and pretend you're in prison. Women love it. You're out of here. Women love the idea of meeting somebody dangerous and getting out of jail. So these guys line up 5 women who they all love, you know. They just like, oh baby, you're the only one for me. Oh yeah. Oh, we're going to get on. Oh, we're going to live together in a happy romantic way. Oh yeah. I would love to live you. So they pick the best apartment of all 5 women. So they find the woman with the most money to live with. So it's like a process. These guys chat online and find these women that are like vulnerable. It's going on right now. It's worse than the mail order bride system. You're thinking of going with a Thai or Russian mail order bride? Okay. Well, you know, you might want to just pretend like you're in prison and meet some gal that thinks you're in jail, even though you're not. Because they really do go for the dangerous guys. We heard you the first time, dude. You have been muted. Nobody knows what Trump is doing, not even Trump. Nobody knows what it's like to be the rich man, to be the bad man, the man with no clue. No one knows what it's like to be a liar in our faces every day. House Speaker Paul Ryan could not have been more clear. After meeting with the Republican caucus Wednesday morning on the first day back from the long summer break, like they even deserve a break, he declared at a news conference that Democrats' call for a 3-month extension of the government's borrowing limit was ridiculous. That's ridiculous and disgraceful that they want to play politics with the debt ceiling at this moment, he repeated. He called it unworkable and said it would jeopardize hurricane response and called out Democratic leaders by name for promoting what I don't think is a good idea. About an hour later, Ryan and other GOP leaders sat in the White House with President Trump, who told them he wants a 3-month increase of the debt ceiling, just as Democrats proposed. Such chaos and confusion at the highest level of the American government hasn't been seen since, well, the day before. That's pretty funny. Here they all gather together. Many things on their plate.
Thank you very much. We have the congressional leaders here with us today, and we have a lot to discuss, including the fact that there's a new and seems to be record-breaking hurricane heading right toward Florida and Puerto Rico and other places. We'll see what happens. We'll know in a very short period of time, but it looks like it could be something that will be not good. Believe me, not good. We have many, many things that are on the plate. Hopefully we can solve them in a rational way, and maybe we won't be able to. We'll probably know pretty much at the end of this meeting or the meetings that we'll be having over a short period of time. But our country has a lot of great assets, and we have some liabilities that we have to work out. So we'll see if we can do that. I appreciate everybody being here. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Nancy, Chuck. Appreciate it very much. And thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Mr. President, are you willing to do a debt ceiling that's connected with party planning in a few months?
Thanks, guys. We'll see. No second thoughts.
President, confident Congress can do something for DACA recipients?
I hope they do. I certainly hope they do.
How to say nothing in a minute and a half. There ought to be a tutorial to do that, you know. On Tuesday, even the administration announced it's ending protection from deportation for the 800,000 Dreamers, ending the DACA. Mostly young people who know no country but America. But were signs that Trump had no idea what he was doing. There were signs that Trump had no idea what he was doing. As late as 1 hour before the decision has to be announced, an administrative official privately expressed concern that Mr. Trump might not fully grasp the details of the steps he was about to take, and when he discovered their full impact, would change his mind, according to one source. Sure enough, Trump fired off a tweet Tuesday night that revised his position. He called on Congress to legalize the Dreamers program and vowed to revisit the issue if Congress can't. So Congress was completely lost as to whether he was holding this over their heads regarding the budget increase, getting the debt ceiling to go up. But he still hasn't dropped the caveat that we have to have a border fence, or excuse me, a border wall, because the fence idea is my idea. 1,000-mile fence is my idea, and he copied it. He still wants that $1.5 billion for the fence, or the wall. Yeah. I just banned you because of the word, it was inappropriate, okay? Then I went ahead and used the word in the show. So, can you deal with that? Is that too much for your snowflake mentality? Good night. I'm going to have you can ignore the circus act you think this is while our country slips into a cesspool of swamp creatures and greedmongers. So you just sit here and ignore everything and you'll watch the world just disappear. You know, I've thought about prosecuting Snowden if I were president. And I do believe he needs to be paying some price, a 2-year period of time to debrief him at a Supermax facility would be appropriate, and then we would give him a pardon. But there's so much he's done in the past few years that would make it, you know, impossible to not debrief him over a long period of time. And that does not mean in torture. Snowden would not be tortured. We welcome him back, guaranteed no torture. So. All the islands are destroyed. No more paradise. Did somebody manage to get Richard Branson out of that wine cellar he was in with those young teenagers? This guy openly solicited young people to come into his wine cellar and hang out with him during the storm. Most people would want to get the hell out of Dodge. Well, let's be clear. The screen is frozen. I hope you can hear me. He was safe. Richard Branson came out kind of disheveled with lots of white shaving cream all over his body. But no, I'm just kidding. Did he have a Wesson oil party down there? I mean, what did he do down there? Play board games? Lipstick? Did he have lipstick smeared all over his face? Screen is fine. Sarah needs a back rub. Let me go give her a back rub. I'll extend my hands out 600 feet. Be great. The hands go in the other room. Magic fingers arrive 60 feet out. Here are my hands to give you a back rub. Hey, this finger is getting better, amazingly. I was touch and go there for a while. I literally burned the tip of my finger in one of my cooking shows. The site will not work properly. If you're wondering where to get a better feed, you can go to YouTube and keep the pop-up chat on your screen. That way you have the pop-up chat and YouTube playing in the background. That works. Just go there live. You can watch our show anonymously. If you want to be in there, you could be Christian or... Yes, Anita, by the way, is real Jew and Ashkenazi. She is both of those. And she hangs out there. She's a hybrid of both of those, but she's not a Zionist. Thank you. Your mom married a Jewish side. Anita's a very nice person. Hey, MJS, you made it over there. Cool. Anita's a wonderful person. She's just getting through some tough times right now, bedridden, you know, minimal movement kind of thing. David, do you have makeup that you apply before you cast? You know, there is a little bit of stuff under my eye to cover up any dark shadows. I'm not going to lie to you. Sometimes I look like hell, and so I have to put a little of that. What is it?
Looks tired, but not as tired as I look.
It's like
when
cover
I'm,
up.
Falling asleep.
Yeah, well, Sarah, when you're falling asleep, everyone thinks you're stoned and you've never smoked marijuana in your life.
I know. I know. Zonked out.
It's okay. You worked hard. This is your first day back from a full summer. Hey, this is another place you can check our site out on a tablet. Ustream.tv has an app for tablets, and you can check our site out there. It's on every night now. Now they're just putting out censored messages from Vaughn, or unless he's trying new ways of censoring people.
I don't think David is thinking about that new leaf. Is MSM short for mainstream media with all the little emoticons on YouTube? I don't know.
Well, there's calm waters behind us, but you know, Richard Branson's island has been destroyed.
Oh.
And that's sad. Oprah Winfrey's island has been destroyed.
Aww.
Oh, it's so sad. All these rich people.
Little islands off Florida.
Yeah.
And the Gulf.
They bought islands. Yeah. Where do you think they spend their millions and millions of dollars?
I mean, you could buy an island up in Maine or Alaska.
You could.
That would be less likely to be destroyed.
Well, yeah, good idea, and it's a lot cheaper too. Go on your name there. You can buy an island for dirt cheap there.
Thank you, 290.
And do some lobster fishing.
The most healthy hair
that
they've
do.
seen.
Well, you take care of your hair. You use a product called Infusium.
Infusium 23, I like that.
It's a series of things she does with it that really work for her hair, and she likes it. So we went looking for Infusium, and they're only sold in a couple places now.
I'll go wherever David wants to go, yes. If he wants to travel via armored train, then I guess I'll do that. Do I have a sister? Yes. Do I have a single sister? Maybe. I heard one of my sisters just broke up with someone.
Oh, wow. You just heard that, huh? Wow.
No, I kind of knew. I mean, I heard it like a week ago or so.
Oh, I see. Russians flock to Trump properties to give birth to U.S. citizens. While the president rails against children of undocumented immigrants, wealthy Russians rent his condos at huge costs so they can have American kids. It's a scam that Trump and even Kushner has a similar scam he plays with the Chinese people. But Anatolia Kuzmin held out his daughter's blue U.S. passport over a red Russian one and snapped a photo from a Florida beach. So his daughter will be dual citizens. Woohoo! Got dual citizens for my daughter, he wrote on Instagram. American citizenship for the newborn girl was the goal of Kuzmin and his Instagram celebrity wife, who sought the help of birth tourism services in Florida for the arrival of their first child. They are among the estimated hundreds of Russian parents who flock to the U.S. annually for warm weather, excellent medical care, and more importantly, birthright of American citizenship. Isn't that amazing? And we're wondering if Russia and Donald are colluding.
Yeah, you wonder. Right?
And he talks about limiting immigrants into our country. It's unbelievable. I did not know that, I love fries. I'll have to check that out sometime when I'm watching Disney. Sarah's going to give me a break. I'll be back.
Okay, sounds good. Take care.
You may want to mute Dangerous Stalker. He's got a crush on you.
No, Oh goodness.
Anybody who calls himself dangerous
Don't be a dangerous stalker. You know, if you're truly a dangerous stalker, you just end up in our prison system. It's, from what I hear, that's where all the dangerous stalkers go. Alright. Is my sister a spinner? I don't know. That single sister I haven't talked to in like a few years, so I don't know how she's doing or what she does. You're a nice guy, just have a funny username? If you say so. Oh, and you work at Walmart? Alrighty, whatever. Hello, bud. Yeah, if you like the anchor baby, that's funny, New Leaf. Something like that. I love fries. I'll just say something like that. Sometimes, how about that? That's maybe that's more accurate. I love fries. Do I respect Yoko Ono? Sometimes. I know a friend of mine got a Christmas card from Yoko Ono. And the thing is, I will say I do not like her singing. Yoko Ono, you cannot sing. I know you think that you can scream, but screaming is not singing. Ah. I guess it all depends on where you live, huh, Dangerous? Okay, Sabito. We'll do some trivia. I'm still on the idioms. I'm working my way through the book just for you. Oh, Rodney, whatever. If you say so. Oh, if you're full-time, then you get benefits. That's pretty good. What is hail fellow well met? Such a person may also be referred to as a glad-hander. I've never really heard of the hail fellow well met. I've heard of the term glad-hander, but not hail fellow well met. Good point, 811. Thank you, UHF. Yes, it's an idiom. Hail fellow well met is a term describing a person who is superficially friendly and is always trying to gain friends. Such a person may be referred to as a glad-hander. I guess I kind of am that way. I wonder if I'm kind of a glad-hander, superficially friendly, always trying to gain friends. I like being friendly, so I don't know. Maybe I am a glad-hander. Whatever. I look like I could have been a military officer when my hair was back. Yeah, I could be that. Men, we're going to go in there. We're going to fight this war. You're going to do a great job because we love our country. Thank you for your service. Keep up the good work. Defeat the enemy. Let's go. Hoorah. Yeah, see, I could do that. What is hair of the dog that bit you? Hair of the dog that bit you. Sabito, sit down. Listen up. The one they sang, yo, never close your eyes anymore. Hair of the dog is a drink the next day that bites you? It's a remedy that contains a small amount of whatever caused the ailment. When Anne had a bad hangover. Paul offered her a Bloody Mary and said, have a little hair of the dog that bit you. Yes, you're right. It's a drink the next day. Drinking the same thing, the same type of booze as you drank the night before. No, actually, David is doing some little sanding right now and talking. What is the hat trick? Yay, Mystify Me. I'm glad you haven't had a drink in about 6 months. I haven't had a drink in about 6 years. Not that I was ever like a drinker, but no, it's been more like a decade. Oh, is that cigarettes or pots? Mystify Me. There's 3 goals in a hockey game. 3 things. Oh, in some sports such as ice hockey, 3 goals by one player in a single game is an ice trick, or a hat trick. Lemieux scores for the 3rd time tonight. He finally has a hat trick he's been looking for all season. Nice job, you hockey fans. I didn't know what a hat trick was. By extension, a hat trick is an outstanding performance by an individual or particularly clever or adroit maneuver. She pulled off a hat trick with her presentation to the committee. The phrase originally referred to a hat traditionally given to a cricket player who scored 3 wickets or goals. I thought it was trick shot too. I didn't know what it was. Thank you so much for asking. It is Sarah with an H. You know, Sarah with an H means princess. And Sarah without an H means bitter. That's what I heard. But I still like Sarah's without H's too.
Huh? $12 for 30.
All right.
It's just something that you use mass very fast. Okay.
All right. Ah, thanks, UHF Sloopy. All right, what is having an axe to grind? Ah, thanks, Cellfire. Especially today with my gold outfit. It's all beautiful. Sarah Lee is sweet, and she doesn't have an H. That's true. Yes, a grudge. Having an axe to grind is having a grudge. To have a selfish motive or personal stake in a matter. When the lobbyists approached the senators, they suspected he had an axe to grind. What is a high horse? Axe to grind to cut down trees, of course. That's funny. Well, we're definitely together. We're not legally married, but we might as well be. We've been together long enough. 316. High horse, pride. To be on one's high horse is to be disdainful or conceited. Sally got tired of Peter's snobbery and finally told him to get off his high horse. It's like bragging, yep. Proud, yep. What is to hit below the belt? Yeah, it'll be, I guess I'd have another year to go before I've been with David for 20 years. Low blow, yeah. Pulling a Jackson, what? What is that? So to hit below the belt, to say something that is often too personal, usually irrelevant, and always unfair. To remind reformed alcoholics of their drinking problem is to hit below the belt. The expression comes from boxing, in which it is illegal to hit an opponent below the belt. Yeah, that would be not good. 795. All right. What is hit the ceiling? Hit the ceiling. Angry, yes. Mad. To become extremely angry. When Corey found out someone had stolen his CD player, he really hit the ceiling. It's like when you become enraged. You're angry watching me? Really? What is hoi polloi? Hoi polloi. Oh, okay. Gotcha. No? Rubbish, no? You never heard of hoi polloi? I've only heard of it once or twice and I had to look it up what it meant. So, it must be not really used. Snobbish people? I always thought it was snobbish people too, but it's not. It's not snobbish. It's just the masses, the ordinary folk. The phrase is often used in a derogatory way to refer to a popular preference or incorrect opinion. The hoi polloi may think that Fitzgerald is a great director, but those who know about film realize that his work is commercial and derivative. From Greek, meaning the many. I always thought it was the opposite. I thought it was like the snobbish people, but it's really like just the general people. Maybe. What did it say? It's from Greek. I thought it was, yeah, it does sound like that. It doesn't sound Greek. Anyway. What is hoist by one's own petard? Hoist by one's own petard. Yeah, those Greeks. Those hoi polloi Greek. The maths, many. Anyway. Hoist by one's own petard. Who knew this one? Willpower? Pulling off Dave's wig now. When you do something stupid that backfires on you, is being hoisted by one's own petard. Yes, that is right, 629. To be caught in one's own trap. The swindler cheated himself out of most of his money, and his victims were satisfied to see him hoist by his own petard. A petard was an explosive device used in medieval warfare. To be hoisted or lifted by a petard literally means to be blown up. Wow. Well, he doesn't usually wear his wig. Usually it's his regular hair. Keyword tard. You get it. Yes. Me too. I didn't know that before either. I learned something new tonight. Yay. Yay me. Alright, what does it mean to hold water? Hold water. Some people wonder if David holds water. Learning. Be valid. Not quite bag of mostly water, but okay for you. Fat. Not quite. Stay even. To hold water is to seem logical and consistent. At first, I was persuaded by the politician's speech, but upon reflection, I decided her arguments didn't hold water. Well, I wasn't stoned, I was sleepy. Because I don't do stones. I just get really tired and I look stoned, but I'm just tired. Alright, what does it mean? What does hook, line, and sinker mean? Hook, line, and sinker. Yes, good. I know, 629, you've got it. Truthful, factual, valid. You're on a roll. Oh, you mean why I'm not sleepy? I did take a little nap. Do I have my shirt tied at the bottom? Well, my skirt is tied. So. I'm wearing a skirt and that's tied. Okay, caught. Hook, line, and sinker. is to fall for something hook, line, and sinker is to be fooled completely. Tom doubted that his ruse would fool anybody, but the boss fell for it. Hook, line, and sinker. The reference is to fishing tackle. Yeah. Someone who falls for something hook, line, and sinker is gullible. What is horse of a different color? Unique. When you're talking about something different than what's expected. A different matter entirely. A horse of a different color. You might be able to convince Devin's father, but as for his mother, that's a horse of a different color. How many angels can stand on the head of a pin? Or how many angels can dance on the head of a pin? When would someone use that idiom? How many angels can dance on the head of a pin? Oh, you guys are saying 12, 0. You're actually trying to answer the question 105. No, it's an idiom, and it means scorn. It's a scornful description of a tedious concern with irrelevant details. It's an allusion to a religious an allusion to religious controversies in the Middle Ages. In fact, a medieval argument was over how many angels could stand on the point of a pen. No, I didn't drink David's coffee. I don't know. I pumped myself up. I did sleep a little bit. You know, you only need like 10 minutes of sleep to at least not get totally zonked out. I don't think so, Miss Anthropy. I mean, he likes the name David, but yeah, he'll go by David John. What is hue and cry? Hue and cry. Kind of reminds me of Pink and Say, but no. Does David look like the dude from Nerdy Jobs? Not really, no. Maybe a tiny bit. Hue and cry is you. When the doves cry. Oh, I like that song. I said hue and cry. It's any loud clamor or protest intended to incite others to action. In the 1980s, there was a great hue and cry for educational reform. Correct, 629, an outcry or protest. I disagree, 989. Oh, we're done with the H's. Shall we save the I's for another time? If David comes in, we will. Or shall we continue? What was he selling on QVC? Micro was selling something? Well, because your name says guest _ 629-621-67753. That's what it says on my end. All right. I do plan to sleep most of the weekends. Except I do like my Saturday morning. I have like a little Saturday morning chat Twitter session I do. Other than that, I'll sleep. It's the oddest thing. You don't see it in front of your name. All right. I'll keep going. What does it mean to be in hot water? Oh, it means taking a bath with hot water. Oh, like a bubble bath. That would be fun. But maybe I don't want a hot bath. Sometimes I want a cold bath. No, I've never taken a cold bath. But my legs could be cold right now. In hot water, in trouble, in big trouble. In trouble, 929 says. Okay, yes. In hot water is in deep trouble. When Marjorie flunked algebra, she knew she would be in hot water with her folks. Speaking of folks, what is in loco parentis? Childhood rolled back? No. In loco parentis. Darth Vader's students? No. In loco parentis. We don't have stairs. Okay, it is to assume the duties and responsibilities of a parent. Because Jack's parents were out of town, his sister acted in loco parentis and punished him for staying out so late. It's from the Latin meaning in the place of a parent. At one time, colleges and universities acted in loco parentis for their students, but this is no longer true of colleges and universities. It is true of schools. K through 12, that the teachers act in loco parentis. Hello, Jeff Boston. You don't trust Alexa or Siri? Probably good idea. Trust yourself. What is in in memoriam? This is not jade or pearl. It's like a quartz. Yes, in memoriam, in memory of. A phrase meaning in memory of. The phrase often precedes a name in obituaries and on tombstones. It's usually in memory of someone after death. Good job, Bingalitis. Yes. What is in situ or situ? Situ. In situ or in situ? Oh, I should try that 989. Yes, in place. It's specifically in the original place or arrangement. The body was left in situ until the police arrived. From the Latin meaning in position. Oh, good job, Bengalitis. You've been waiting for that question since August 7th. You're like, I know this. That's so funny. Good job. What is in the doghouse? Okay, Zelfire. Glad to hear that. Oh, it would be if you're sleeping on the couch. Yeah. It's in an uncomfortable or embarrassing situation, usually by being subjected to severe criticism. No. It's temporarily out of favor or in trouble. Tyrone forgot his wife's anniversary and now he's really in the doghouse. Sarah, do dogs have feet? They have paws. I guess you could call them feet, but most people call them paws. Okay, what is in the hot seat? No, I usually don't eat out on Thursdays.
You're amazing.
Sometimes on the weekend.
I'm glad you made it this far.
It's in the hot seat is in an uncomfortable or embarrassing situation, usually by being subjected to severe criticism. When the settlement talks broke down, he was in the hot seat with both management and labor. The phrase is an extension of hot seat, slang for the electric chair.
In the hot seat means you're going to be electrified. I work quite a bit. Whenever I'm on a break, I'm doing things, making dinner, feeding the cat.
Isn't that weird that it didn't happen the whole time you were gone?
That the Democrats
It's on a timer.
on the middle class.
It's right here, I think.
Clinton said in her book, quote, Joe Biden and the
That's one of those auto they keep refreshing after 15 minutes. They keep playing again and again.
All right, that's interesting.
Thank you. We're coming to the end of the summer, I guess, pretty soon. Of course, it won't be till, I don't know when summer ends.
Wake me up when September ends.
It's going to be really amazing. You know, ever since we heard about Irma, you know, it hasn't even gotten near Florida yet. It's still moving toward it.
And it's still huge.
And it's still huge. And everyone's frightened and boarding up their walls in Florida. We probably have Florida viewers right now that are freaking out.
Well, I've heard the entire Florida Keys is evacuating. Because they said that there's no building on the Florida Keys that will withstand it.
Yep. I would recommend moving in with your family in Virginia. Ultrasonic hacked dolphin attack sends inaudible voice commands to Siri and Alexa. Oh wow, that's sophisticated.
Well, it's all electronics, so makes sense. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's cool that they can hack remotely.
I think it's cool. David thinks it's scary.
It's cool that they can hack remotely. Yeah, I guess it is. So if you're walking by one of these units, you can be, all of your little chips and your cards will be sucked right in. And all your data and information could be stolen. Hackers can take control of smart devices using ultrasonic frequencies the human ear cannot detect, according to a newest study. Tablets, phones, or even in-car interfaces with major voice recognition platforms are all at risk.
They'll start going to Sirius XM 75, Sirius XM 72, Sirius XM 20.
Yes, I keep adding, when I play the Sirius XM radio, I do the voice command, and you know, I say the wrong number and it sends me to radio stations, you know, so
yeah,
it's not that tuned in. Technologically speaking, I think there's
still... They'll have you call everyone on your phone. Call David, call Dad, call Mom, call Phoenix. No.
Yeah, I know the Sirius radio systems and the interactive systems that they have now are definitely not safe. If you're talking about your personal life on those things, it's kind of a mistake. It is $25 a month if you don't buy an annual subscription introductory rate of $100. Yeah.
Anyway, yes, I did take a little nap, and now I think I'll go back and take another nap. But you should have seen me at 6:30. I was not energetic then, Bengal.
Well, I'll try to actually talk to you at 9:30 and see if you want to do the show. If not, I mean, do the movies, Netflix and chill.
With you?
Yeah, because I haven't seen the show with you this week, and I kind of want to get one in, and I'm willing to leave here at 9:30.
Wow. Okay.
Just to do that. So if you're feeling up to it at 9:30, but if not, so sleep now, and I'll wake you up at 9:30 to see if you're ready. Or just go to sleep now and get 12 hours sleep before you wake up and do it all again. Actually, it wouldn't even be 12 hours, it'd be 10 hours. Maybe you should just go to bed now for the night. Seriously. You decide that, okay?
I think I'll lay down, and if you yeah.
So if you threaten to cancel Sirius, somebody said, you know, the Howard Stern show that is like boring to me. If you threaten to cancel Sirius, they'll give you 6 months for 30. That's amazing. Good to know. And don't feel ashamed to go to customer service whenever you have a problem with your bills, especially on your communication bills. In 1967, my family was paying $25 a month for our telephone. Now most of you are paying $250 for your telephone, your cell phone, your cable plan. I'm sure you've got other plans, services that I'm not including. But yeah. So we're kind of getting hit hard with financially in the communications sector now. Oh yeah, I believe Howard Stern is still alive. I have not watched Unacknowledged on Netflix. I'm trying to unacknowledge it for a while before I can acknowledge it. So I'm leaving it in the unacknowledged sector. Yeah, and they don't offer porn on Netflix. It's kind of interesting, you know. You got it for 28 bucks for 6 months. How the hell did you manage that, man? They must really want like your service. They want to hook you up. Well, they have introductory packages on Sirius, and if you guys haven't tried digital radio, it is amazing. I mean, I almost think that they're lowering the quality of the FM transmissions in your area just so you'll want to buy digital radio. It's like phenomenal audio experience if you're in a car with speakers. So listen, dude, on your stereo. I don't think the Obama phone really mattered. And I don't think Obama mattered. 8 years of nothing. Bush had 8 years of starting wars. Trump has had 9 or 10 months of talking about fake news in Russia. Things are really moving forward in America. Wow. I do believe the smartphones are dangerous. If you haven't known, using these cell phones next to your head is dangerous. The director of the World Health Organization has openly stated that cell phones contribute to brain cancer. So you may want to hold it out with your speakerphone on, just to be on the safe side. And as far as microwaves are concerned, I have not seen a qualified test of microwave safety. And I was looking for something there because they've introduced technologies that are just not tested. Let me see if there's a microwave safety test out there. Check the back label at the bottom of the thing, yeah. You can check for leaks. I just think that they're putting out radiation. How to tell if you're... That's not it either. There it is. All right. You don't have to be a nuclear physicist to realize that whatever microwaves ovens do to food should not be done to humans. Well, I don't know. The active denial system uses microwaves and it burns your skin. So we were thinking of using it for the invisible fence, but there is an application for our idea to create an invisible fence. Not that that's a good thing, unless, of course, we don't have a fence, then it would be a good thing. Here it is. All right, microwaves. In fact, they work by passing microwave radiation through the objects placed inside them, causing water molecules in these items to rapidly heat up. It's therefore pretty important that this radiation doesn't escape the microwave and start zapping people standing nearby, given that kitchen appliances had to pass rigorous safety tests before they can go to market. Most of us trust them not to leak. However, as this eye-opening video from YouTube channel, Physics Girl, reveals, there's a way to check how effective your microwave is at keeping this radiation contained, and the results might surprise you. Okay, so we've got a video to watch tonight from PBS. Okay, cool. We'll find out more tonight. I'm finding links for myself on the show. I'm learning to be a link gatherer. Some of you gather links so well. You really negotiate well, huh, Jeff? My cable is 200 megabytes internet with HBO, and I pay $69 per month. And you have Starz, Showtime, and HBO. That's not bad, man. Glenn didn't provide a last name. That was the whole thing with Glenn. He didn't want to be he would have been up for consideration had he provided a last name. He didn't want to bother providing a last name. So unless you take yourself seriously, you can't really do anything. So we'll find out about microwave safety, but I understand that they are emitting certain amounts of radiation can affect your heart rate. Now, what triggered my concern is I did the show from the kitchen with a laptop, and the laptop signal blanked out when it was nearby. So I have a microwave 30 feet away. I turned that on. It too blocked out my signal, and it wasn't even within the line of sight of the particular item So now I'm thinking that the microwaves that we have are definitely putting out dangerous radiation. I'm serious. And I've been a microwave guy since 1980s when they first came out. 79, I think we bought our first. Well, I've got a couple of old microwaves out there anyway that don't work. So I've got to get rid of them. So I'm thinking I might just want to, I don't know, it's hard to break away from the microwave thing. If there was like a flash cooker that would cook coffee instantly, besides the Keurig, that'd be great. The movie IT on a Date, that'd be kind of cool. Is that coming out in the theaters, Bengalitis? The movie IT is coming out in the theaters. Okay, I'll have to check it out. That would be a good place for a date. That means I go there with my entourage and my bodyguards, and then Sarah and I could sit and hold hands. That'd be nice. Watch the movie together while people text. It's kind of wild going to theaters nowadays. Some people really use a lot of perfume, and we don't really like body perfumes to be overdone. So when you sometimes sit next to somebody in a theater, it's like, you know, you can't stop the smell. Yikes. Okay, we did the one tier. Let's do one more to be on the safe side. Facebook, yes, we went through that one. $100,000 of shadowy Russian dealings trying to control the election. Facebook has admitted to the Senate Investigation Committee that somebody from Russia, a shadowy Russian company, solicited them for controlling the election using we're using all kinds of attack ads. We talked about this last night. The superbug fungus is spreading through U.S. healthcare facilities. So if you are presented with any symptoms, let me give you the link to this. Yes, she did sue me, and I basically countersued, and it ended in a non-stop agreement, which will be an agreement into perpetuity, hopefully. Yeah, I worked out my problems with her for the most part. Okay, there you go. Here's the projection. Charlotte, it's going to have epicenter is going to be right there in the center. It'll be 5 p.m. projections, or this is what's happening. All right. And this is a before and after picture of the devastation in Barbuda. Barbuda was devastated with this terrible, and this is just the first wave. The second wave probably is scraped to the ground. It was an agreement we did after. We didn't have to go to a court. We signed an agreement outside of court. Both of our attorneys signed off on it. It was an amicable agreement. Oh yeah. You got a 31 megabyte per second download? Okay. Well, how does 250 megabytes translate to 31 megabytes per second, Jeff? Yeah, it is. It's definitely, it looks like it was hit by a nuke, for sure.
Hello everyone, I'm here with my dad, Kurt.
Hello.
Woo! And today we wanted to...
Oh my gosh, my favorite gal online. Bridget. Well, no, Sarah's my favorite gal online. Bridget is my second favorite gal online. You're my favorite girl in person, but I mean, your online personality is just as good for my purposes. Bridge is a Bridget, she called herself, is a bridge in her mind to a hybrid children dissension from her. She claims to be the mother of hybrid children, and that's her dad. And they're going to talk about their hybrid tonight. This is really cool. We'll start our show off at 9:30 with this video. Excellent. Yep, so she's going to talk about, I mean, I don't know, she's just an amazing woman because she decided that she's the mother of hybrid.
Hello, everyone.
Hi, I'm Bridget. Yeah, she claims to be a, funny that's not working, there we go. Finally came up. She claims to be the mother of hybrid children from aliens outer space, so it makes her shows kind of interesting. Yeah, can you believe that, Jeff? Yeah. Well, if you want to go watch it right now, go watch it if you're really anxious to see her. It's not about getting anything when you end suits sometimes. It's just about ending the suit. Yeah, you don't want to be, nobody wants to be sued. I didn't expect to be sued. I did nothing wrong, so it was a shocker to me, but, you know. It turned out to be a specific thing that she wanted, that she managed to get, which she was very intent upon, so I didn't have a problem with that. Yeah, electric cars, free energy, and alt energy technology from Bridget Nielsen. She looks really high there.
I'm here with my dad, Kurt.
Hello.
I don't think she's high, though. I think she's just having a happy time, you know.
Woo!
Violation of fiduciary responsibilities was the lawsuit. And I was not in any way guilty of that. I did everything by the book. Both probates were properly handled to the letter. I was the named executor in the estate. You're kidding me. Bridget Nielsen married Sylvester Stallone, or you're making that up? I don't comment on the case anymore. So there's nothing to discuss. Like I said, I was not guilty of that. Okay, let's see what we got here. Oh yeah, the guy that jumped into the fire. What if he's getting any new news? Aaron Mitchell, he didn't leave a suicide note. Never really, no comments. He was attending for the first time. This is Eyewitness News, Los Angeles. Fiduciary. That's right. There was a problem. Huh. Not to worry, I didn't really care that much about it. I mean, I wanted to know why he didn't leave a note. That was just weird. Don't tell me they have an autopsy picture here. Here he is. Seemed like a fun-loving guy, man. What a way to go. There he is. And that iconic picture, I think, will go down in history as one of the most bizarre things ever. Of course, the event is one of the most bizarre things ever. And frankly, I don't think that they are safe out there with the dust. I seriously would love to know more about the quality of people's lungs after they go to the 7-day event. There's got to be a better way to do this. I was thinking Nuclear Man might be better, but there he is hitting the flames. He was chased by fire rescue officers, but they were unable to stop him. So he evaded everybody until he burned to death. Anyway, I was really we play the show, you know, Burning Man in the background, but it's not like I want to go there. It does not sound fun to get burned to a crisp or dust in your lungs. I had a little finger burn, and it was like, yeah, I held a 600-degree pan for about, I'd say 1.5 seconds. Big mistake. Yeah, I had to lift the pan from a certain... in fact, if you watch the video on YouTube, you'll see it. It's two shows back. or one show back. It's not the show one playing now, but the one before it. And I literally picked up the pan, which was hot as hell because it was sitting on the wrong burner. And I'll never make that mistake again, man. Well, you can't really see it now, but this whole top was kind of singed to the point where it was all yellow. And I had a breakthrough last night. First of all, I still have mobility problems in the finger. That's as much as I can move it. So, in the thumb, I should say. So, what happens is the body automatically creates a splint of its own. That's what swelling does. Ironically, our autonomic nervous system is so perfect, it does exactly what it needs to do, immobilize the injury. And then came the secondary reaction, which is, oh my God, I've got a burned hand here. But the weird part about it is it waited a week before it turned into an infection. So the body's going, yeah, I've got a burn here, it's pretty serious. And the tissue is going to replace itself slowly. The blood flows around it and replaces the good tissue with the bad tissue. Cells are replicating all the time. Mark is, I'm telling you guys, you can watch us better at YouTube by keeping the guest chat open. Actually, pop-up chat with the YouTube feed is a perfect timer. The HTML5 rolls are way better on the HTML5 website design that YouTube has. And same with Ustream, they're using Flash and they work great. And our America's Third Party works great too. So if you have any problems with the feed buffering, just go to our site directly, americasthirdparty.com. We've worked all kinds of ways around this problem. And we're trying to keep track of chat in general. So we haven't had a chat for 2 hours over our CBox on our main site. So we're trying to keep everything open. A lot of people just like to watch our show though on UHF, so that's cool. Most people who do don't even have an internet connection, which we know is also an issue. He doesn't run Flash here. That's the point. You can use his old site. He has this as an option for you. You can click on that too. I believe it's still functional. But he's being paid heavily to keep us down, so he doesn't have any incentive to fix the site or to advertise the Vaughn network anywhere along the internet. He's being paid highly to not be a big success. It's a weird twist of fate when a person is, being paid to censor somebody. They don't want them to become popular as a mainstream site. Of course, there aren't that many mainstream sites still. A lot of them, technologically speaking, have languished. BlogTV.ca has not even made its appearance since their supposed open house date, which everyone grabbed passwords and it never even started. Somebody's paying them. It's not necessarily YouTube. YouTube is censoring us in a different manner. I believe our government is being controlled or hijacked by the inner sector, a shadow government that buys people, that owns people, has leverage against people, uses pedophilia against people. I believe those people who are nameless are the ones running our country, not our politicians. And that's a serious claim, but I believe we have enough evidence now to suggest it. That's why they won't even talk about the hurricanes as a weather modification warfare against our country. They're trained to not say anything that'll lose their job, so they won't bring this stuff up. So when you talk about the ability of twisting the earth or twisting air around using electronic means, beams of energy, it's just as plausible as me taking and spinning burgers in the sky, like that. The endless burger machine. Anything is technologically possible. I would love to create a machine that can create meatless and meat burgers. It would just drop down and have, but I know that they're already creating machines like that. They've got kiosks at McDonald's that are going to be selling these things. So they're already there. It's nothing to create. They're already at that point where they can make burgers. You'll be buying a lot of burgers and kiosks in the future, trust me. What a cute anchor baby. So we will be dropping out in 30 minutes, so it's not a big deal for... We do the videos till 2 in the morning, so you can hang out here. And this message is sponsored by the Allied Signal Corps. I don't know, is this Mark's way of doing something? Does anybody know if are you writing guest 772, are you writing the statement, this message is sponsored by the Allied Signal Corps? Well, it is slow on Vaughn. The Cat 5 will do to focus people, yeah, on their problems, yeah, totally. But this is not just we're getting hit hard by the Vaughn chat censorship. So people have a hard time getting in here. No, it's changing what I type, not me. Okay, 772, this is Mark's way of being funny now. See this? He's installed new messages in our dialogue. This is like beyond belief that this person thinks he can get away with this. This person wrote something, and he rewrites it and says the message is sponsored by the Allied Signal Corps as some sort of a joke. Unbelievable. So if the Allied Signal Corps is working in tandem with the NSA and blocking us on YouTube and on Mark Vaughn's site and paying him handsomely for his censorship, and they claim that we're living in a free and democratic nation, we got a lot of problems to deal with. No doubt about it. And the world is watching on UHF. And I could have like 10 chatters in here, and I'd still have millions of viewers around the world. So it really doesn't matter what I talk about, as long as I keep talking about something. Okay, I'll put that over there. She looks so fun and happy. We'll play that starting up at 10 o'clock or 9:30. And the weather pattern of the storm moving into making those touchdown area set for right around the Carolinas. Very dangerous storms. Coming 2 phases now. Jose and Katia. You know, that's not even funny. I don't need Mark. Mark needs me. If he wants to make his money, I brought 1 million viewers into his site. I didn't even so much as get a thank you. And if he wants to make his money, he needs really good content, and that's what we deliver every night. Ironic he would say that, though, isn't it? I don't need him. Believe me, Mark is a small fish in a big ocean, and I could easily move into another venue. But it's going to take a big leap for us to do that. Meanwhile, people like to go to Vaughn and see the chat, so we're using Vaughn for that reason. I wouldn't use Vaughn if I had a viable alternative right now on the internet. But like I said, the rich internet platforms out there are not tuned in to good chat right now. Now, we've got a very cool box that's indestructible at America's Third Party. It's a chat box Sarah put in called the C box. And if you want to actually see it, you can actually go there. Chester just said, David, we need to make a full merger to this chat and no longer use Vaughn. Exactly. That's what we've been talking about. So I've got over millions of viewers on UHF and VHF and CCAM and countless other networks that are popping up around the world where people don't have to pay. Free works. And this is free content too. Oh no, my God, scissor fight. Dave, the other day the old guy next door died. I just found out he shot himself. Wow. Oh man. That's terrible, man. You know, it's not uncommon. That sucks. It really does. I was a friend of mine, just his father. His father just died in an area not too far away from you where you live in Orange County. And his father was 91 years old or 92 years old. And they found him in his pool, fully clothed, floating in his pool. Very weird. When old people get on in years and then they lose their wives in residential areas, especially suburban areas, like where you're living, because believe me, I lived in the same area Scissor Fight lives. He had a nagging, horrible wife. Is she still alive? Did she outlive him? Or did she pass away? It's a pretty serious story here. Yeah. 811 is the UHF channel. Okay, thanks. So she passed on. Well, oftentimes when they lose the loved one in their life, even if she was a nagging, horrible wife, there's nothing there left. They don't know what else to do. Oh, she's still there. Oh, that's suspicious. Yeah, that rings of suspiciousness. I mean, I'm not an investigator, but I would definitely look into the possibility that, you know, I would make sure his fingerprints were on the trigger of the weapon. You don't want to have like a Kurt Cobain situation where he's just like posed to shoot himself. Yeah. That's something that's a little suspicious. One of the Eagle band members' wife shot in the closet. Former Eagle band member Lana Ray, wife of ex-Eagle member Randy Meisner, died in her closet. Now, this is a study I was looking at. I'm kind of a, you know, I like CSI shows, and I enjoy watching, you know, whodunits and things like that. But this is a one that actually caught my attention. I'll give you the link to this. Yeah, censorship is alive and long. No, that's not the link to that. Sorry, wrong link. Take it easy, take it easy. Well, they weren't taking it easy. Lana Ray and his wife of the ex-Eagles member, Randy Meisner, who's still alive, died in an accidental shooting. Now, let me give you the basic layout here, what I've read about it. You think she drove him to it, really? I think it's worse than that. I don't know the crime scene data, but this guy was famous and was a really big part of the band. He was an alcoholic, and he still is, and he's getting management right now. Somebody in his group is managing him. But they say she kind of egged him on to drink more and more and more. That's what the story is. Anyway, the weird part about it is the house is full of cameras. Every single room is videotaped. So when the cops got there to the crime scene, where she was laying in the closet next to a suitcase with her head blown off, or I'm not sure exactly if her head was blown off or not, or her body shot or something. I don't know the details, but it turns out a loaded shotgun was in a bag in the closet that she maneuvered, and it apparently went off. And they know this because they saw the video footage of it. So it was an accidental death. Okay. I'm just quizzical. I mean, how hard would it be to rig a trigger to go off if a bag got touched? You know, I mean, seriously. It wouldn't be that hard even using the equipment. I mean, ironically. So it just looks a little suspicious to me. That's all. But they didn't have any investigation whatsoever. They haven't even investigated Andrew Getty's death. The guy who's the inheritor of $2.3 billion. Andrew Getty died bleeding from his rectum. And he was in the middle of a really brutal divorce with his wife. I mean, that doesn't make sense to me. Why a doctor wouldn't be brought in? If you're bleeding from your rectum, you'd call a doctor. You immediately call a doctor if you're bleeding from your rectum. The first thing you do. So no doctor was called in, and no investigation into malfeasance by his wife, or I should say, divorce. But they were right in the middle of a divorce, so maybe she wasn't fully divorced. She might have been the beneficiary to everything. So it looks suspicious, and there's still no investigation into that. Anyway, there's a lot of these things. Recent Chris Cornell death. He had 9 broken ribs, a bloody lip from being garroted or hanging by a workout rubber thing. Very weird. 9 broken ribs, not likely with CPR. Weird stories that are not being investigated. He had missing hair on his head, they said, in his concert before he had actually died, Chris Cornell. Like he'd been in a big struggle. She had them iced before you could change the insurance plan. It looks, the MO looks like that to me. But you know, we're not investigators. We're not investigators, and neither one of us can make that assessment. But why aren't there investigators? How come Seth Rich's murder investigation isn't going on? And how come we aren't looking to the Awan brothers right now? How come Sally Wasserman Schultz's brother is now representing the Awan brothers? Isn't that convenient? She hires them for tech services, their shady past and connections to Pakistan, and no investigation into Seth Rich. And now we got to deal with Wasserman Schultz's attorney brother in defending these people. Yeah, it just looks really fishy. Okay, you found the link on Dave Chappelle. I don't know what that means. Is it a video or something? Yeah, it doesn't pop up as anything credible, Bengalitis. It doesn't show a link for me. Floridians finding no gas, no water, and trapped. People in Florida right now are still trapped, unable to get any gas
this
or
is
water.
in response to some comments that I've seen. Mainstream media is hyping this and claiming that there's no gas, and there's gas. And people leave comments who say, I live in the area, there's gas, what are you saying? All of the videos that I'm about to show you are on YouTube, and I think this is the only mainstream media, the Weather Channel video, that is, well, you can hear it for yourself. Let's see.
Stores announcing they're out of water.
Stores announcing they're out of water. Let's see, no gas, more cash. There's too many, so I'm not going to be linked.
Okay, so she's going to go into detail on, yeah, there wasn't much there. There's a lot to look at there. There's 6 minutes more, or 5 minutes more. Outstanding. Thank you. Oh, and this is a film? All right. I'll look at that a little bit later. Weather Wars, Terrorism 2. Okay, good. This is what we're talking about. aplaintruth.info has the story. So this is the beginning as a Geostorm official trailer, and gets into the details of how they're able to manipulate the weather. Look, we have lost political control over our country a long time ago. Ever since people like Ross Perot started this effort, we've had a glimmer of hope, but not much. The mainstream media is so controlled by the powerful elitists around the world that there's no way we're going to be able to grow unless we get some mainstream media attention in America. But they control that. And they even control the foreign press, the people that own the two parties. And they even control the CIA. They have an inner circle, a core shadow government that they run. And who are they? We don't even know who they are. But the bottom line is, if we want to get our country to fly right, we need to take control of the commands. And we're not doing that with the two-party system. The massive Equifax data breach could impact the entire half of the United States population. Deep Down has that story. NBC News is covering it. Affects nearly half of the U.S. population. It was discovered July 29th, and here we're hearing about it September 7th. Oh, that's really, it shows you how slow the process is. Wow. So since July 29th to today, this data breach could be affecting 209,000 credit card numbers were exposed in the breach. Because most people have 2 or 3 credit cards. Wow. Unbelievable. You're talking about genetic splicing? No, black people aren't going to be shot on sight, man. You're living in another dimension. This is a world that's been evolving since the World War II. It's everyone now that they want to get rid of. Not just Jewish people or ethnic minorities or black people. They want to get rid of you too. They've got their puppet president in position right now to deliver a greater police state. So many people are going, you know, what's going on?
Hey, do you ever wonder, like, what is going on? I mean, like, do you ever, like, wake up or do something and you're just like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah. Deep down, got a letter on Reddit. Oh. Okay. A movie made in 2004 shows and prophesizes this exact thing that's happening right now, the day after tomorrow. And here we are, September 6th, 2017, the exact same storm combination. 3 deadly storms all in a row, all weather modified. Now the mainstream media will not say that these are modified artificially. They'll just say it's Mother Nature and global climate change and it's because we all fart. The real problem is we're farting. That's why all this is happening. What they don't mention is that we're being dumped on by massive chemtrails every day. While this imbecile president sits there and pompously sticks his foot in his mouth on a daily basis just to divert our attention and tries to avert our attention from the Russian connection, which is very big because Russia is owned by the New World Order as well. They're using Russia to control Trump, ironically, and they're using Kissinger too. So all he can do is put his foot in his mouth. That's his daily routine, just to deal with life, I guess. Trump is working with Democrats and bankers to eliminate the debt ceiling. Well, it's hard to believe End of Times news report has any kind of an unbiased approach to this because he seems to be so far up Trump's ass, he whistles Trump. But I'm going to play that anyway in the loop because I definitely need things to talk about. Thank you. His assessment is so Trump-ish, it's ridiculous. You know you can make instruments to detect where the HAARP waves are? Yes, and we need to make those obvious instruments. Thank you. But do we really need more instruments to know the patterns we're seeing in video after video showing this type of behavior in the weather? This is the video that says it all, in my opinion. And this guy shows all the details of the tangent lines that go into making a hurricane. This is how all 3 hurricanes were spun off.
There's no question about that. I've been watching it all day and I've been pretty annoyed by the whole situation because it doesn't seem like that there's any end to it according to...
Ooh, that's a good one. See that right there? So you're looking at not an anomaly from the screen. You might think, oh, well, this is some sort of an anomaly in the screen to see a... It's just not working from that angle. Let me lift it up a little bit. Nope. That's one good way of getting rid of me, yeah. Time to cash out of what? People are buying gold and silver. It's pretty obvious. It's the market's turning to safe havens. The old standbys are being exploited now. Silver and gold will continue to go up. We knew this was going to happen anyway. Question is, how high will they go up? But yeah, I'm looking at a line right here. See that line? I'll bring it closer. Right here. That's the line, the tangent that starts the roll. You hit the outside of a circle with a tangent, straight line, boom. Another one from another angle, boom. Another one, and do it in a repetitive manner that's timed. You've got yourself a hurricane making device.
prognosis, the forecast of the weather. It's still gonna drop maybe another 50 inches. So it got me very agitated, and it got me on looking for an old video I had on my channel regarding Hurricane Sandy, which was clearly a man-made storm coming out of nothing.
I was the one who reported on Sandy as well, where Sandy was the only storm in U.S. history, and that we have checked the spaghetti patterns of these storms, because that's what they're called, spaghetti patterns. And it became obvious that the Sandy, the one right around the 2012, 2 days before the 2012 election, where Obama looked like the greatest guy on earth, Bloomberg gave him a gleaming approval about how he handled the emergency. And then Chris Christie said the same thing. Oh, it was so wonderful, blah, blah, blah. Well, that pushed, you know, Barack Obama ahead of Mitt Romney in the race, and obviously the rest is history. But that's Hurricane Sandy appeared to be artificially engineered to go into prevailing winds. Now, the only one that's done that is that hurricane until now. Harvey and Irma and what appears to be Jose and now Katia are all heading into prevailing winds, which means they're artificially going against prevailing winds, which makes no sense at all. In my mind, this is artificially being created. If you think it's not, then you can go ahead and live in your world. But thankfully, I'm on my island here, and I can live anywhere I want. And you're condemning me because I'm pretty aware of what's happening, and you're not. And you're brain dead. And you've probably been brainwashed into calling anybody who says anything other than the standard talking point of the mainstream media a whack job. You're just immediately accusing everybody of that. I get it. And Al Franken hasn't spoken out since his mouth is sealed shut. He doesn't talk. If he did, he would sound like a fool, because that's what he is a fool. You like being brain dead. Well, that's the problem. We're not benefiting from you being brain dead. Yeah, therein lies the problem. You like it, but we're not benefiting from it. Here's a good picture of the Atlantic Basin satellite at 12 a.m. Eastern Time. You'll see the spin-off in just a second. Well, let's be clear. Right, here he is. Here's the guy who all he said was this, that I can recall.
Because I'm good enough, I'm smart enough, and doggone it, people like me.
And that sums up what he thinks the world is all about. Isn't that amazing? That pretty much sums it up. Okay, take a look at this devastation coming at you. You're seeing how manipulation of the weather can create the Coriolis effect on its own. Since the Coriolis effect is going on in the weather where it spins a certain way, they just simply go with the spin of the equatorial effect known as the Coriolis effect, and they can create massive Coriolis spins. Coriolis was the person who first identified this type of weather pattern. I am merely reciting from digital memory. I am not a robot. I am human-like. All right, you're out of here, buddy. We're going to take you down. Mute. It's mute time for you. It's huge, all right. Bigger than your wildest dreams. Let's take a look. We're going through the links now. The prophecy of Day After Tomorrow, 2004. Remember, they do a lot of foreshadowing, the Illuminati does. Talking about it in movies, and here it is, right in front of your eyes. Playing out right before your eyes. They're planning a big event in America. If it can take down the eastern seaboard, hey, it's a win-win for them. It helps them in their effort to depopulate the world. That's something they're trying to do. Making depopulation possible. So this story came up earlier. The ultrasonic dolphin attack sends the inaudible voice commands to Siri and Alexa. Hackers can take control of smart devices. The dolphin attack uses ultrasonic frequencies to access speech recognition systems such as Siri, Cortana, or Alexa. Now, if you have a Windows 10 system, Cortana is built into your system. That's right, Dave. Would you like to know more? Yes, please. Cortana, what is the largest city in Spain? Madrid is the answer. Thank you, Katrina. Thank you, Cortina. Well, anyway, that's your computer system for you. So it could be listening in to you passively, whether you like it or not. Russians flocked to Trump properties to give birth to U.S. citizens. That was a story that was mind-blowing. Trump says he's against immigration. He's letting them in through his condo deals. Oh, yeah. I wouldn't doubt they're going to be buying up property in Houston to make another condo. Or I'll bet Trump's big thing is to create a massive convention center in Houston with Trump Construction Company and Russia's backing. I would not doubt it. So if they can destroy cities, they can buy property cheap. And this is a great article I read from Nobody Knows What Trump is Doing, not even Trump. He switched in different directions in one day. Paul Ryan was left with egg on his face, not knowing what to do about DACA. And this woman, who's connected to Trump indirectly, was caught having sex with a prison inmate in a car. And she's married to one of his Trump organization's ethics attorneys, who's handling his fund. The guy handling Trump's fund, which is not in a public trust, it is not in a public trust. The guy handling it, his wife has been arrested for having sex with a prisoner out in a parking lot and having plenty of other things like drugs on board. Nice ethics, yeah. Get your personal life in order, buddy. All right. And on the heels of what Trump has made a decision, I actually agree with the decision to cancel roundups of people. I, however, wanted to repeal DACA, but not in any way round up people. I said no deportations from inside the country ever under my presidency. I'm not looking to create havoc and a greater police state. That's foolish. So if Trump has to cancel the massive roundups, so be it. It helps our country and it prevents a crime of hurting people. Yep, first time in modern history. And this story. United American and Delta accused of price gouging during the Hurricane Irma. Right now, they're charging $1,000 for a ticket that would normally cost $160. You got testimonials there. Here's the link. All right, that wraps up our show. I feel like I'm not really interacting with the chat room, though. No, I'm not in danger of damnation, no. I've lived an ethical life, and I'm very pleased with how I've pursued my life here on Earth. I have no feelings of guilt or recrimination. My whole life has been ethical. The big question I have is, do you want a person like me as your president? Or do you want somebody like Trump, who doesn't have any ethics, who's a greedmonger, who openly admits to being greedy, who has credit debt of $2.4 billion? Do you want that kind of a person running your country? You've got to make these big decisions. And that's the only way we're going to break this two-party system, which is really screwing our country. It has really put us in a very deep vice where we need to make a decision. And the best decision, in my opinion, for 2020 is the third party. If the Democrats, Republicans would wake up, I would have been let in. Either one of them could have offered me at least a chance to speak out, but they refused. So I have to speak to the world audience every night to break the back of censorship so that we can fix our country and get a clear centrist vision for the nation. And right now, we're not getting anywhere with these people. All right, I'm going to give you the show. I don't believe I would be assassinated in under 3 weeks. No. I wouldn't be doing this if I didn't. Look, I have adequate protection right now. Personally, I'm not fearful of anything happening. But if I had the Secret Service that Trump has, and I had the ability to control the directive and where I was going, there's nobody who could get in my way. I would lie detector everybody close to me. And I would use multiple methods of lie detection. So that's part of the job. You have to do lie detection every week. I will never accept the New World Order. And you people have to understand, I am the antithesis. Okay, take a look at what Mark just did. Check this out. This is supposedly some sort of a joke, but Scissorfight, check out what happened in your chat room. This is unprecedented, folks. Look at this. This message censored by Bud Green. Look at that. Scissorfight, he's going into your chat and censoring your message and putting in this garbage. Mark thinks this is funny. It's just crazy to think that Mark would even do this. That's not something Scissorfight did. Did you do that, Scissorfight? It's admittedly humorous, I suppose, but did you do that? That's the question. Is he even allowed to come in and talk? I'll bet Mark took him out. Is he? Are you joking? Is Easy Listening joking about this? Well, let's get a confirmation from Scissorfight that he was making that up. I bet he's kicked out of the show. I bet he has to come back in and have to refresh. Seriously. Mark thinks this is a game, violating laws. This is Mark censoring. Yeah, I'm not kidding. This is the first wave of the first thing we've ever seen. It's unbelievable. Unless we get a confirmation from Scissorfight, he's been kicked out of the show because he's a strong supporter. Okay, CubeSat, voice comms test pave way for Spy and Space Global's 200 satellite constellation. Well, we'll be taking a lot of our chatters over to our new chat room, C-Box. So you guys can go in there anytime and post anytime you want. We're going to try to figure out why it's getting a white flash, but it does send the message through. Chester said, David, we need to make a full merger to this chat and no longer use Vaughn. Cool. Yeah, on our main site is our C-Box, in case you're wondering. It's on the right, so you can just type in here. I agree. And then it goes to blank screen, but if you hit restart, we're trying to figure out why it's going to blank screen. But it comes right back with your chat. We'll try to work out that bug. CubeSat, voice test paves way. They successfully sent voice, text, and imagery over a trio of prototype CubeSats meant to pave the way for a constellation of 200 by the end of the decade. They're going to use narrow bandwidth connectivity provided by nanosatellites to deliver a voice call. They're saying it's going to cost $160 million to complete, and the low Earth orbit satellite system would circle the equator, providing the recent tested telecom services as well as machine-to-machine and Internet of Things connectivity. So satellite internet may be getting cheaper. That's good to know, I guess. All right, since Scissorfight didn't get back in the room, I'm going to assume Mark has just knocked him out of the room. Yep. Mark knocked him out of the room and then went ahead and just started playing with whatever he said. The viewers around the world who are watching us, the 1.5 billion people, they don't have an internet connection. Okay? So the answer is duh. God, man. I can trust a website written in any font that actually works. Okay, Chat Room Celebrity says you can buy some chat rooms. We'll look at G-Chats. We've been through 20 already, and the cost is too expensive for throughput. C-Box doesn't charge us anything for what we have. There's nothing fishy about the font. The font is actually better than this font, but thank you. All right, I'm going to go check and see if Sarah is available for communication. In the meantime, I'm going to play you a little music. All right. We are dedicated to a nonstop show, and I'm going to see if she's up for Netflix right now. I do want to get one movie in, but if she is so tired, which she probably is, I'll be back and continue the show. Yeah, I can't seem to break away from the show. It's too fun. I can't stop, and I won't stop.
We can't stop and we won't stop. We're gonna dance all night, bring it on to the sunlight. We can't stop, we can't stop. We can't stop.
In this coming election year, please vote for David Sponheim.
For president.
In this coming election, please vote for David Sponheim.
Okay, sorry, I didn't realize I shut off the audio there. Let me go back to what I was saying. I'll repeat it. Michael Flynn, General Flynn, who was kicked out, was pushing an article of trying to stop Poroshenko from being the Ukrainian leader. Now, he was pushing that line for about, I would say, 2-3 months prior to being pushed out of the office, resigning from the National Security Advisor position. Michael Flynn was the guy who's being investigated, General Michael Flynn, Lieutenant General Michael Flynn. This guy, Michael Cohen, his personal attorney, Donald Trump's personal attorney, picked up the same line of crap that General Flynn was using and started saying that Poroshenko should leave and Artepenko should be put in. Exactly what Flynn was doing, which is helping the Russians. So he's known, he's been recorded doing this. So we know for a fact that he's lying when he says neither I nor the president were involved with this Russian conspiracy. But thanks for bringing that in. Good to know. Now, we've got to get into the show. There they are. lovely couple, father and daughter. Let's take a look. This is all about electric cars, free energy, and alt energy technology from Bridget Nielsen. All right, everyone, thank you for coming in. Sorry I'm leaving early, but I want to Netflix and chill with Sarah. I don't want to miss this opportunity and see this movie that we're watching right now called, well, Rectify. It's really cool. It's about a guy who gets out on a technicality from death row after serving 20 years. And his family and the whole interaction with his family is just kind of throwing everybody for a loop. Sarah has to, you know, get to bed early, so. All right. Yeah. Hey, thanks for coming in, everyone. I'll be in till 2 in the morning, though, to talk and chat, and sometimes I go on mic. I will, definitely. Sometimes I go on mic and talk, but I usually don't go on camera because I'm wearing my bathrobe. So it's not rectum fry, it's rectify. Close, but no banana on that. North Korea may launch an ICBM on Saturday. South Korea president warns. Oh, wow. Well, there you have it. The end of the world is approaching. An end is near. The sky is falling, and Trump can't come up with any new diversions other than North Korea. So Fox is doing whatever they can to make us worry.
We could see that launch as early as Saturday, and yes, to coincide with that North Korean holiday. Now, all this past week, we have been tracking the movements of a mobile launcher for an intercontinental ballistic missile. There is now today speculation that if there is a launch, it could be on a flattened trajectory into the Pacific, as opposed to the high altitude launches that we've been seeing in the past few months. That could be more of a threat to the United States. And yes, this adding more urgency to the deployment overnight by the U.S. military of 4 THAAD anti-missile launchers. 2 were already in place just to the south of where we are right now in Seoul. There was some local protest. China sees them as a threat. And finally, 120 miles north of where we are in Pyongyang, North Korea, orchestrated celebrations for the scientists behind last weekend's alarming nuclear test, amid new reports today to some degree backing what Kim Jong-un had said, that it was a homemade bomb. Wall Street Journal saying that North Korean scientists get foreign training, come back and make this stuff, Julie.
And now what do we...
Oh yeah, I think we've had enough fear-mongering for the evening. Thank you. I enjoyed it when we weren't actually worrying so much about North Korea, but now that Donald Trump wants us to stay distracted from North Korea, or stay distracted from Russia rather, North Korea is right there. Perfect choice, don't you think? The dangerous, reckless, young leader, North Korea, trying to attack our country is enough to make us not worry about Russia anymore. Yeah, I get the whole concept of distraction, especially when you're colluding with Russians to control your country and dissolve your government. I get that. Prince George starts first day at school. There he is. Oh, look at him. He's all grown up, kind of. Good for him. Well, he must be a very proud father. Will. Yeah, I wish him well. I wish young Prince George well. That's great. All right, thank you. I'm finally breaking away. Sarah's waiting. I'll talk to you guys later, and I'll be back tomorrow for Freedom Friday. See ya.